Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, and a warm welcome to all the devotees and well-wishers. I am Patita Pavan Chaitanya Das, and I will be your MC for this evening. On behalf of ISKCON Malaysia, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us in celebrating this historical event. This year marks the 50th anniversary of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia, and our ISKCON Malaysia youth, under the guidance of His Grace Simheshwar Prabhu and Her Grace Shanti Rupa Mataji, organized this wonderful virtual celebration as their humble offering to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Tonight's lineup of programs includes special address by our dignitaries, special memoirs from the pioneer preachers in Malaysia, auction of a set of limited edition 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia, philately stamp, offering of over 100 traditional Malaysian cuisines to Srila Prabhupada, interactive quizzes for all of you to participate, showcase of our children's creative offerings to Srila Prabhupada, and finally, ghee lamp and flower offering or Pushpa Abhishek to Srila Prabhupada. We would like to humbly request all the devotees to prepare ghee lamps and flowers in advance before the Pushpa Abhishek begins. Dear devotees and well-wishers, without further ado, I would like to invite His Grace Chiranjeeva Prabhu, Co-Regional Secretary of ISKCON Malaysia, to give his welcoming address.
Hare Krishna. I didn't expect to be the first one to speak. Where is Simeshwara? He was supposed to speak before me. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasapatale Srimati Jayapataka Swami Namne Nama Jayapataya Nitai Kripapadayine Gorakata Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasapatale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nivisesa Sunyavadi Pasacha Deshatarine. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer, the youth, who have been planning for this 50th anniversary for quite some time. And unfortunately, because of the pandemic and MCO, many of the grandeur plans were put to bed. So at least here we're meeting on Zoom like most of us are doing around the world. It is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lava Matra Sada Sanghe Sava Sashikoi. Even a momentary association with a pure devotee, one can get immense spiritual benefit, and it's very, very powerful. Srila Prabhupada went to Moscow and spent a few days, preached to one young boy. And from that young boy, the seed was planted and gradually became an explosion of Hare Krishna in the Soviet Union. Of course, there was a lot of help from external sources. So similarly, 50 years ago, Srila Prabhupada landed in Malaysia and spent a few days there. He expressed his desire to have a temple. And although it took some time, the temple was built. And this is fulfillment of Srila Prabhupada's desire. So the desire of the pure devotee is very, very powerful. Just similarly, when Prabhupada was in Juhu, he saw this piece of land and he wanted to build a temple there. And some years later, he managed to acquire the land and build the Juhu Beach Temple. So Prabhupada has so many plans and ideas of preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world. And he has implemented many of these plans, set everything in motion. And Prabhupada always wanted the devotees to shoot for the rhinoceros, as Shyamsundar Prabhu wrote in his biography. Shoot for the rhinoceros. Do something big. He said, do something big, do something wonderful for Krishna. And Krishna is not a poor man. Krishna is the richest. That's one of the quality of Bhagavan. So when he wants something done, he will provide all facilities. And Krishna wants this Krishna conscious movement to be spread to every town, village. And if we take it upon ourselves to try to carry out this order or fulfill this desire of the Supreme Lord, Krishna will provide all facilities. And over the years, so many centers, we have 21 centers in Malaysia, probably tens of thousands of devotees. And he spread very well. The first time he came to know about the devotees coming to Malaysia was in 1979. I was with a Sankirtan party from Sweden, and we were doing this Sankirtan in Denmark. And we met Prabavisnu Maharaj. He came there with a group of devotees collecting for Bangladesh and Nepal. So of course, when he heard that I was from Malaysia, he was a bit excited. And he has plans to go with a few devotees like Bhakti Rajananda Maharaj, Bhima Das, and later on you have Ram Sharan Prabhu. They have plans to go to Malaysia. So he mentioned that to me, and of course my heart was tugging at it. And I mentioned that to my Guru at the time, HG Prabhu, who's also a GBC, he did not like the idea. In fact, that evening in the Bhagavad Gita class, he gave a whole class for my benefit about Prabupada Desh, that one should stay in one place and perform devotional service given by the spiritual master. So that didn't happen at that time. But later, now 40 years exactly, actually 2 years ago, I met Prabavisnu Prabhu. I say, it took me 40 years to actually start getting seriously involved with Malaysia. From the time I met him, 79 to 2019. Yeah. So although we have expanded a lot, there's still a lot to be done in Malaysia. As I've mentioned many times in our national meeting, ADC, and also at this Central Committee meeting, what really excites me about Malaysia is a great potential. There are so many devotees everywhere, and we have so much resources, but the way I look at it is so untapped. It's a giant just waiting to awaken. There's a lot of work to be done, and we can do so much more in every area of book distribution, in preaching, Bhakti Raksha program, Prasham distribution, college preaching, devotee care, so on and so forth. So we need to put plans in place, 5 years, just like countries, there are 5 years plan, 10 years plans. We need to work with the new Central Committee to put together 5 years plan, and also longer term plan, 10 years plan, so that we can get all the devotees working together towards those, fulfilling those goals. Just like we started doing, harnessing the power of book distribution, and we have already achieved quite a lot. That now is beginning to be recognized worldwide, that ISKCON Malaysia do exist. Now they're seeing the scores increasing each time we have a meeting. So yes, we are sitting on really gold mine, although we are it's a minority, but still a small group of devotees can do so much. It's not about quantity, it's also about quality. We need each individual should really put in the effort to develop our own Krishna consciousness, become strong in our Krishna consciousness, and working together, cooperative with other devotees and with the leaders. Then together in unity, we have great strength. And what we can accomplish in the near future will put everything that we've done in the last 30, 40 years in the dust. We can achieve more in the next 5 to 10 years than what we have done so far, if we really work together. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Recollection. Thank you so much, His Grace Chiranjeeva Prabhu, for the wonderful, sweet recollection of the preaching activities in the early years. Dear devotees, here is a beautiful dance offering by Bhaktin Vrinda Govinda Swami for the pleasure of their Lordship and Srila Prabhupada.
दासे तृण पे खातिहीना
सकल सहाने बल दिया करो निज माने स्पृहाहीना
सकल सहाने बल दिया कर निज माने स्पृहाहीना
गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृण पे खातिहीना सकल सम्मान करते शकते देहनाथ जथा जाथ
सकल सम्मान करिते शकति देहनाथ जथा जाथा
तबे तो गाइबो हरि नाम सुखे अपराध हवे हाथ
तबे तो गाइबो हरि नाम सुखे अपराध हवे हाथा
गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे ऋण पे खातिहीना कबे है नो कृपा लोभिया जाना कृतार्थ होइबे नाथ
कबे हेनो कृपा लोभियाए जन कृतार्थ होइबे नाथा
शक्ति बुद्धिहीन আমি अति दीन कर मोरे आत्मसात
शक्ति बुद्धिहीन अभियाति दीन कर मोरे आत्मा साथा
गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे तृण पे खातिहीना যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায়ে তোমার করুণা সার
योग्यता विचारे किछु नाई पाए तुम्हार करुणा सारा
করুণা না হইলে কাঁদিয়া কাঁদিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব আর
करुणा न होइले कांदिया कांदिया प्राण न राखिबो आर
गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ए दासे
Thank you so much to Bhaktin Brinda Govindasamy for the lovely dance offering. Dear devotees and well-wishers, we can see at the background of the video, as we saw just now, that is the beautiful temple of Sri Sri Radha Krishna Kanaya at Sabrang Perai, Malaysia. So it is also very enlightening to see how the younger generation is taking up wonderful services. And you can see our young youths are so talented and they are dedicating their talents in the service and for the pleasure of their Lordship. Dear devotees, now let us hear the memoirs from the pioneer preachers in Malaysia by His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu and His Grace Amoga Prabhu. Due to the time limitation, we will only be playing some of the important snippets from their videos. The full video will be available for viewing at our official Sri Jagannath Mandir Kuala Lumpur Facebook page.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschaja Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When I was a devotee in London from 1971 to 75, I had a lot of association with my good friend Rajendra Kumar Prabhu, who later became His Holiness Bhakti Rajendranandan Swami. I was sent to India in late 75, and actually while I was President of London before that, I had sent Rajendra Kumar to India because Srila Prabhupada had requested that London Temple send devotees to help in India. So after serving in Mumbai for some time, I was on traveling library party book distribution, and then Srila Prabhupada sent me to Bangladesh. Then there was some difficulty in Bangladesh, some temporary difficulty. We had to leave the country, and I went to Vrindavan to ask Srila Prabhupada if I could go to Nepal to open a center in the meantime. And Prabhupada, he said that the British formerly were famous for expansion and spreading their empire. So he said, but we have got better work, that is to spread the empire of Krishna consciousness. So he said, you do it with the courage of an Englishman and the heart of a Bengali mother. So Prabhupada authorized our programs in Nepal and Bangladesh also. And we had gotten a team of devotees for both places. So I was thinking to perhaps try to develop preaching in Malaysia also. I wanted to ask Srila Prabhupada, but in October of 77 he was too sick. But I, after Prabhupada's departure, came to Vrindavan again and met Rajendra Kumar Prabhu, who had been serving Vrindavan temple, since coming to India. He was temple commander sometimes. Sometimes he went collecting overseas also. We had a talk, and he was very interested in starting a center in Malaysia. I remember we were talking, it was quite late in the evening, we were sitting just near Srila Prabhupada's samadhi. It was temporary samadhi. We're on the site where the permanent samadhi is now. The last arti was going on, and then Prabhupada's garland fell off, and the pujari at the end of arti came and gave us the garland, so we took it as a blessing from Srila Prabhupada to begin developing the preaching in Malaysia. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the ISKCON Malaysia devotees. It's 50 years now since Prabhupada came to Malaysia, and I'm so touched that you asked me to speak about what I remember. I've invited my dear son Rupa Manohar Prabhu to ask some questions to help me relive those wonderful experiences.
So, Amoga Prabhu, if you could share with us some nice memories of what brought you to Malaysia at that time, and can you remember what year that you arrived, please?
Well, I joined the Hare Krishna movement in Los Angeles, and I moved into the temple in early 1970. And after being in the temple till the month of May, Srila Prabhupada gave me initiation on the 11th of May. So then, after some few months later, they asked me, the devotees, the temple leaders asked me if I wanted to go to Japan and help with the preaching. So I went to Japan, and after being some months in Japan, Bali Mardan Prabhu wanted me to go to Singapore. So I thought, well, why not? And off I went to Singapore. So Bali Mardan's idea was to assemble a preaching party in Singapore and then go throughout Malaysia. And so he invited Gopal Prabhu and Hanuman Prabhu to come in from India. We all joined together and started having kirtans and preaching. But the Singapore government didn't want us to stay around too long. We couldn't get further immigration permission. So Bali Mardan hired a teeny tiny little hire car, which is in the pictures I've seen recently, and we drove off towards Kuala Lumpur.
And all four of you drove there together, and where did you arrive in Malaysia? What was the first first town or city that you arrived in Malaysia?
The first stop was somewhere along the highway. There was a man, I don't remember his name. He had kind of a big estate, plantation estate, and somebody had known him and recommended us to him, and he invited us to stay for lunch. And so we were having, of course we knew we were vegetarian, and we were having meals with him he had a Brahmin priest and a temple. Brahmana priest we brought in from India, South Indian style tilak. And so we were eating with him, and we looked across and we saw that the priests were completely staying away. So we asked, why don't the priests eat with us? I said, why don't you invite them over here? And he said, oh, they're Brahmanas, they would never eat with me. And then we thought, well, that's funny. It's nice to have eaten with him, but I don't know if it should be. And then we drove all the way to KL. I don't remember how many stops exactly. And we stayed at the Lakshmi Narayan temple, and it was a Gumbok lane. It was a little tiny lane in the part of KL that's been since completely renovated, and the temple's not there anymore, but that's where we were based for the first few days and weeks.
So, Moga Prabhu, if you could describe in some detail, if possible, once you arrived in Kuala Lumpur, what was it like in those early days? How did you establish yourselves? Who were the families that were there to help you and the other devotees that you mentioned help establish the activities and to really facilitate Srila Prabhupada's arrival?
Well, at the beginning, there was no idea that Srila Prabhupada would arrive. There was only a little preaching party, a few devotees distributing books, magazines, and chanting Hare Krishna. We used to go to people's homes if they invited us, and by word of mouth, the idea of inviting us spread. Sometimes we would be invited to a temple. Sometimes we were invited to a plantation estate, and where there are many Hindu people, and we would have a kirtan, and we'd pass out our English magazines. And they couldn't read English, most of them. But that was the process, and we would go and meet people. We didn't have, in the beginning, we didn't have magazines, but we'd take one or two magazines of Back to Godhead issue and cut them into pieces and make a little flip book. And we would go into somebody's office and introduce ourselves and turn the pages of the book and tell the story and ask for donations. And then we would get further invitations and inspiration. People became inspired about the white Hare Krishna Hindus that are in town, and it kind of snowballed effect, snowballed from there, because Prabhupada was going all over the world to important big temples and situations, big programs in India, 50,000 people, and we were just a few devotees, so why would he come to Malaysia? So what happened was, we were having a program at a Shiva, I think it was a Shiva temple, but it was a Hindu temple. And at the end of the program, Dr. Tevaraj and his wife Kamala Devi came up to us and asked if we would come to their estate. And so we went to, this is the beginning of a long story where we went to meet them, and she said, I'll give you a house, because it was a housing estate. She was a developer. I'll give you a house to stay in. So we were walking back from seeing the house, and that was a very nice gesture. And Hanuman looked up across the hill. There was Charas Road. It was 6 Mile Charas Road. They address things by the distance from somewhere else, by scale. And up on the hill there was a foundation of a structure. And Hanuman asked Kamala Devi, what's that on the hill? And she said, oh, that's my temple. I'm building a temple. So he had a spontaneous idea, ask for the temple. Why don't you get a house? So he asked for the temple. He said, why don't you give us the temple to preach Krishna consciousness? So she agreed. Well, back in those days, if something was urgent, we sent a telegram. I don't know if anybody remembers what a telegram is, but it used to come as a folded up piece of paper in an envelope, a little yellow page, and you pull it out and the typing would be what the message is. So we started firing telegrams back and forth, and Prabhupada decided to come to Malaysia to meet this lady who's wants to give us a temple. So he was in India and he was going to Australia already. So Malaysia is kind of in between the two places, so they just rearranged it so he could stop in to Malaysia.
Amoga Prabhu, so obviously there's a lot of clamour now, around Krishna consciousness. You arrived in Malaysia with these other wonderful devotees. Families are now inviting you to their homes for these wonderful programs. So this is really the beginning of Krishna consciousness in Malaysia. Tell us, you mentioned the arrangements for Srila Prabhupada to arrive in Malaysia. Tell us, what year did he come and how long did he stay for? But more importantly, could you describe the atmosphere when he arrived, please?
We were totally overjoyed that Prabhupada was coming to Malaysia, and we would be with him to serve him in that place. And he arrived with great hope and expectation for the preaching of Krishna consciousness in Malaysia. And
how did you find out, though, that he was going to come? How did that information get back to you?
These little yellow.
Okay, that's a
little guy on a motorbike could show up and hand you your envelope, and it's a telegram, and you open it up, and you had to unfold a little yellow page, and it was typed out on the page. All the quick communications were sent in and back and forth around the world like that. And so we were overjoyed, and we tried in so many ways to get the best facility possible for him. So we were getting ready, and Srila Prabhupada was actually coming, and we're excited out of our minds. You can't imagine. I don't think I'll be able to go through all the details of everything that happened because we don't have time here, but I'll go through some of the most important things and experiences. One of them, which is important to everyone, is Prabhupada came to the house of the minister Sambantan. He is a government minister, and his wife invited Prabhupada for prasadam, and something important happened. So Prabhupada was preaching to her about Krishna consciousness. She was a very nice lady. It was a big palatial place, and we arrived in a very nice chauffeured car. So there was a lot of respect to Prabhupada, and he was preaching to her, and she was sitting and smiling and appreciating so beautiful words, Swamiji. It's very beautiful and very true. And he said, why don't you help us spread this Krishna consciousness movement? You appreciate it so nicely. And she said, with your mercy, Swamiji. And then he continued preaching, and then after a while he said, why don't you take up the banner and help us spread Krishna consciousness? I'm paraphrasing. And she said, with your mercy, Swamiji. And then he preached some more, and then she said, with your mercy, Swamiji. So then after a while he smiled and he stopped. And he told a story about a man that fell in a well, and he couldn't get out. He was drowning in the well, and he cried out, help, help, I'm falling in the well, I fell in the well. And somebody heard him and came along and, what happened? I'm lost in the well. And, well, here's a rope. He lowered the rope down and said, take the rope, I'll pull you out. Help, help me, take the rope. Take the rope, I'll pull you out. Can you help me take the rope? So, I'm again paraphrasing, don't know the exact words, but it is a humorous little story and a kind of a fable. And Prabhupada said, the mercy is already there, the rope. You just take the mercy and I'll pull you out. And he reached in his little bag and he pulled out a drawing of the Krishna Balaram temple design before it was made. 3 arches, black and white, tile floor, and he said, I want a temple like this. And well, she didn't take the rope. But the interesting thing is that he opened the door. That anybody, sorry, I'm a bit emotional. Anybody can take the rope. The rope's there. And the devotees took the rope later on. So the door is open. Prabhupada opened the door to the spiritual world. Come on in. Sorry, I can hardly talk. But he's left the door open and invited anyone who wants to take part, help serve Prabhupada's Hare Krishna movement. And the door is open to the spiritual world. You're all welcome. Devotees took up the process and the program to build Prabhupada temple in near Penang called the Todu, Temple of Devotion and Understanding, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Kanaya temple. Huge, palatial, and exotic, inspiring temple, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of devotees go there, and they go all over the country. I had never heard of a country where everybody was going to Rath Yatra all over the place, like 30 places every year. They get in their buses and they travel all over the country, do chanting of Hare Krishna all over the city, and preaching, book distribution, prasadam distribution. They're really getting the mercy over there. I'm so sorry that the stupid little virus stopped us from going to Malaysia when we want to. But the thing is, what's success in life? We watched recently that somebody won the Wimbledon, and everybody thinks, wow, that's success. He won millions of dollars. He's famous. He's won it 20 times. Wow, he's successful. And somebody, when there's the Olympics, some people win the gold medal and they go down in history. Won the gold medal. Or somebody won the Academy Award. Or somebody won the Nobel Prize. They're successful. But according to Krishna, Samsiddhi Hari Toshana, real success is to please Krishna. And far more important, devotees chanting Hare Krishna than anybody who won a gold medal. So Prabhupada's coming to Malaysia, opened the door for everybody there, and it's open all over the world to take up the banner of Krishna consciousness and get the mercy. It's such a miracle. It's wonderful. And the other thing is kind of personal experiences, and one was the Prabhupada was going to Penang. We started in KL and went up to Penang, preaching Krishna Bhakti, and one day there was a Ekadasi, and the ladies hosting us, they asked what to cook. I said, we can make carrot halava. They didn't make carrot halava. So what do you mean? So we make it like halava, but you put carrots instead of grains, shredded carrots. And they ended up making something so full of ghee and sugar. I ate a lot of it because I was hungry on Ekadasi, and I got completely spaced out, and I slept, and I missed Prabhupada's lecture partly, and I came in his room and my eyes were red, and I just felt really silly. And when we were driving to Penang Airport, I was thinking in the car, I was sitting in the back seat, and do we want the siren in the... Doesn't matter. So Prabhupada was in the front seat, and I was in the back seat directly behind him. It was an American car, so the driver was on the left and he was on the right. So I was feeling like, I'm just such an idiot, I do everything wrong. What good am I? So I just offered in my mind, Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatadesha Charni. I was just like praying, I was silent. And Prabhupada turned around and he smiled and he looked at me. And he said, all good work is done as soon as we offer obeisances. And he gave me a big smile. So that was really an amazing moment for me, because I realized that Prabhupada, the spiritual master, is completely in touch with your inner self and your mind and your soul, and the wonderful value of offering obeisances. One thing happened that was more humorous. In Kuala Lumpur, in Mr. Samtani's house. Prabhupada was preaching to some gentlemen there. There was about 25 people in the room, ladies and gentlemen. And the ladies of the house sent a silver tray with a water pitcher and goblets to bring Prabhupada some water to drink. And they handed it to me. And gestured, and he was talking, and gestured to take it to Prabhupada. And so I took it over to Prabhupada, and there was a little table there, and he was sitting on the chair speaking. And he was speaking about how people misuse their intelligence. God gives them intelligence which they can use for spiritual progress in life, but they misuse their intelligence. So I looked at that tray, and I tend to look at what things are shaped like and what that relates to in my past. So there were silver goblets which have a neck, and they put them upside down on the tray, which I've never seen before. Usually if a cup's on a tray, it's up. So I looked at that few goblets there, and it looked like a funnel. I thought it was a funnel, and I said, what's that? That's a strange custom. So I guess you pour the water in the funnel and it goes into the cup. So then I put the water in the base of the cup upside down. And Prabhupada looked over, and everybody's getting nervous. And Prabhupada looked over and said, what is that? And I said, it's water, Srila Prabhupada. And he said, no, what is that? Meaning, what are you doing there? And then the ladies started getting all fidgety because they knew what to do. And so they just took it off me and dumped the water out of the base and turned it upside down, right side up, and put the water in. And everybody was kind of really nervous about it. And what kind of doofus is this guy? And Prabhupada said, just see, misused intelligence. And then everybody laughed because he made it humorous. And I had a big laugh. So that was nice.
Thank you, Amoga Prabhu, for sharing all these wonderful memories, these cherished memories, and I'm sure that all the devotees watching this will very much appreciate your perspective on certainly the early days and how you and the other devotees, the pioneers, established Krishna consciousness in Malaysia. I was wondering for your concluding thoughts as we look back at the last 50 years in Malaysia, what hopes do you have for the next 50?
Well, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said, every town and village. So just go on. I can see that they will go on. They're already going on all over the country, chanting and preaching and dancing and having prasadam festivals. Just keep doing it and go back to Krishna in the spiritual world and take as many as possible with you. What else can there be of value? Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we know that devotees will be looking forward to hear more of this lovely memoirs from our pioneer preachers in Malaysia. So please do not miss the full video that will be available for viewing at our official Sri Jagannath Mandir Kuala Lumpur Facebook page. Dear devotees, we are truly privileged to have the presence of His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Vinasa Narsingha Maharaj, an initiating guru in ISKCON. We would like to invite His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Narsingha Maharaj to give a short speech, and then later on will be followed by the Sanyas Shukta, when His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj arrives, and then we will be having the ceremony to receive the sannyas. His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Narsingha Maharaj, the stage is yours, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhu vacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. So I was very happy to hear how you're having a celebration for the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's arrival there in Malaysia. I remember reading Jananda Goswami Maharaj's book about Srila Prabhupada in Malaysia. I was not a pioneer. I came to Malaysia about just over 20 years ago now. Prabavisnu Prabhu and Amoga Prabhu, they were the real pioneers. And of course, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj had such a tremendous influence and put in so much energy to develop the preaching there. And certainly it was helped a lot by the blessing of Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada brought his dust there, the dust from his lotus feet, and he traveled through Malaysia visiting the different cities and preaching. So it was very wonderful to read how Prabhupada tolerated the difficulties in coming to Malaysia. As we heard, 1971, Malaysia was a different place. It wasn't much developed. There was no highway there. There was no air-conditioned cars hardly. And Prabhupada was driven in a car. I think there was no air conditioning. And it's a long drive that for someone, you know, Prabhupada was over 70 at that time. And he's coming, traveling, and we didn't have any temple. So he really, Prabhupada himself, showing the pioneering mood of the sannyasi, going around preaching, not just thinking, where's the temples? You know, nowadays, you know, many people with sannyasis are tendencies to think, well, where is there a nice temple? Where can I go get good facility? But you see Prabhupada's mood to go everywhere, to preach Krishna consciousness. He came there to Malaysia where nothing had been established, but he came there to establish the preaching. And it took some time, but eventually it's happened. We can see now the results. Prabhupada in 1971, he came to KL, then they drove to Ipoh, and they went to the Hindu temple in Ipoh, and then they went up to Tilakantun, and then to Penang. So in this way, Prabhupada was visiting the different places in Malaysia, the main places for preaching. And since Prabhupada's visit there, then Krishna consciousness has continued to develop. Not immediately, it took some time. Prabhupada came, and then there was some kind of slump a little bit. But then after Prabhupada's departure, as we heard from Prabavisnu, with Brajendra Kumar Prabhu coming, and then he took sannyas, and he was preaching and traveling everywhere. Many devotees, they put in a lot of energy to develop the preaching. And we can see the results, that there are many, many devotees around the country. It's very wonderful, as we were just hearing Amoga Prabhu say about 30 Rath Yatras every year, and many congregation devotees in different parts of the country. It's very nice to be able to visit Malaysia and to travel around, and to wherever you go, you get a congregation. People come willing, they want to hear, they want association, they're ready to hear. So I've been very fortunate in the last 20 years that I've been able to visit there and travel around there. I feel very happy there, and it's certainly a great credit to all the Malaysian devotees to see things there. Of course, everything is still developing, and I'm sure the next 50 years that it will go on very nicely. There's a great future for Krishna consciousness there in Malaysia. And so I thank all of the devotees very much for giving me that opportunity to just come there and visit and be inspired by all the work which is going on there. Talking about inspiration, I just want to mention how Malaysia promoted this essence of Bhagavad Gita. And from them, I took it up, and we also did the same course in Thailand. We got a good response. And just now, the same course is going on over in Taiwan. And we're also planning in other places too. And so I get a lot of inspiration, just like the Damodar program also during the month of Damodar. There's also inspiration from Malaysia. And so I'm really indebted to the Association of the Malaysian Yatra. And I thank them so much. I appreciate so much all their efforts. And I encourage them, please continue and please give me also that mercy. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Thank you so much, His Holiness Bhakti Vignavanasa Narasimha Maharaj, for that lovely sharing of the early years experience in Malaysia. Next, we would like to invite His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu to share his experience of during the early days of preaching together with His Holiness Bhakti Vrajendrananda Maharaj. So we would like to invite His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu to take over and share with us his wonderful experience. Hare Krishna, His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu. Online. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. While waiting for His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu to come on Zoom, let us hear from Her Grace Shanti Rupa Devi Dasi Mataji, who is also the Director of Women Children Welfare, Sri Jagannath Mandir, Kuala Lumpur. Her Grace Shanti Rupa Mataji will be speaking in Tamil language.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatammirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Fangun Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Mande Shri Gurudina Tarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Vanchakalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. அன்பார்ந்த பக்தர்களே, முதற்கண் என் பணிவான வணக்கங்களை எல்லோருக்கும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்று நம்முடைய வாழ்க்கையில் ஒரு பொன்னான திருநாள். ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதா இல்லை என்றால் நாம் எல்லோரும் இங்கு இப்பொழுது ஏறத்தாழ 400 பேர் இந்த ஜூம் தளத்தில் நாம் குழுமி இருக்கின்றோம். நாம் இங்கே இருக்க மாட்டோம். ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதா 1971ஆம் ஆண்டு மே மாதம் 3ஆம் தேதி தன்னுடைய திருப்பாதங்களை இந்த மலேசிய மண்ணில் பதித்தார். அந்த நாள் பொன்னான நாள். அந்த நாள் இப்பொழுது கடந்து 50 வருடங்கள் ஆகிவிட்டன. இந்த 50 வருடங்களில் அகில உலக கிருஷ்ண பக்தி இயக்கம் இந்த நாட்டில் அவருடைய ஆசியால் மிக அழகாக மெதுவாக ஒரு நல்ல நிலைமைக்கு வந்து இருக்கின்றது. பலதரப்பட்ட நற்காரியங்களை இந்த இயக்கம் இந்த மலேசியாவிற்காக செய்து கொண்டு வருகின்றது. இவை எல்லாமே ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதரால் தான் நடக்கின்றது என்பதை நாம் மறந்துவிடக்கூடாது. ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதா மே மாதம் 3ஆம் தேதி வந்திருந்து 8ஆம் தேதி வரை இங்கே இருந்தார். 5 நாட்கள் இந்த மண்ணில் நாட்களை கழித்தார். கோலாலம்பூரிலிருந்து ஈப்போ சென்று பிறகு தெலுவின்தான், பிறகு பெனாங் சென்றார். இவ்வாறாக அவர் இந்த சென்ற இடங்களிலெல்லாம் பகவத்கீதையை பற்றி பேசியது மட்டுமல்லாமல் எவ்வாறு ஒருவர் தன்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையில் இந்த கீதையை ஒரு நடைமுறையாக பயில வேண்டும் என்பதையும் விளக்கினார். அது மட்டுமல்ல, இந்த ராஜ வித்யா, இந்த அறிவின் அரசனாக விளங்கும் இந்த ஞானத்தை எவ்வாறு நாம் மற்றவர்களுக்கும் கொடுக்க வேண்டும் என்று வலியுறுத்திவிட்டு சென்றார். இவ்வாறாக ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதா தன்னுடைய முதிர்ந்த வயதில் இந்தியாவை விட்டு அமெரிக்கா பயணம் செய்து அங்கேயும் பல நாடுகளுக்கு அங்கிருந்து சென்று அகில உலக கிருஷ்ண பக்தி இயக்கத்தை உலகம் முழுதும் ஸ்தாபனம் செய்தார். அவர் குறிப்பாக பல நூற்றுக்கணக்கான ஆலயங்களை ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ராதா கிருஷ்ணா ஆலயங்களை நிறுவனம் செய்ததும் அல்லாமல் ஸ்ரீ சைத்தன்ய மகாபிரபுவை பற்றி மிகவும் தெள்ளத் தெளிவாக எல்லோருக்கும் தெரிவித்தார். அதாவது 500 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்பு ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ண பெருமானே ஸ்ரீ சைத்தன்யராக இந்த ஹரிநாம சங்கீர்த்தத்தை பரப்ப வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக இந்த கலியுகத்தில் அவதரித்திருந்தார். அவரின் புகழ் பல ஆச்சாரியர்கள் கூறியது போல இந்த உலகின் ஒவ்வொரு வீதியிலும் ஒவ்வொரு நகரத்திலும் இந்த ஹரிநாமம் ஒலிக்கும் என்று அறுதியிட்டு கூறியிருந்தார்கள். அதனை செயல்பட்ட வந்தவர் தான் அருட்திரு அபயச்சரணரவிந்த பக்தி வேதாந்த சுவாமி ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதா என்று கூறினால் அது மிகையாகாது. அவருடைய அயராத முயற்சியால் இன்று உலகத்தின் பல நாடுகளில் ஆலயங்கள் நிறுவப்பட்டிருக்கின்றன, பண்ணை சமுதாயங்கள் ஏற்படுத்தப்பட்டிருக்கின்றன. எவ்வாறு நாம் வர்ணாசிரம முறையில் வாழ வேண்டும் என்று வலியுறுத்தப்படுகின்றது. மக்களுக்காக சைவ உணவுகள் பரிமாறப்பட்டு கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இது போல நிறைய சமூகத்திற்கு நிறைய சேவைகளும் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றார். குறிப்பாக ஆத்மாவுக்காக அவர் கொடுத்திருக்கும் இந்த ஆன்மீக அறிவு மிக மிக ஒரு பெரிய பரிசாகும். அவர் தன்னுடைய அந்த குறுகிய காலத்தில் பல நூல்களை, முக்கியமான நூல்களை, ஆன்மீக நூல்களை ஆங்கிலத்தில் மொழிபெயர்த்தது மட்டுமல்லாமல் மற்ற மொழிகளிலும் மொழிபெயர்ப்பதற்கு ஏற்பாடு செய்து இப்பொழுது உலகம் முழுதும் பல மொழிகளில் இந்த ஆன்மீக நூல்கள் இருக்கின்றன. இந்த நூல்களை நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் படித்து பயன்பெறுமாறு வேண்டிக் கொள்கிறோம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. வணக்கம்.
Thank you so much, Her Grace Shanti Rupa Mataji, for speaking in Tamil. So next, we would like to invite His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu to share with us Prabhu's earlier experience with His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Maharaj during the early years in Malaysia.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Panchakalparubhyascha.
I can't hear Padma.
Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So feel very honored to be invited to participate in the 50th anniversary celebration of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia, which took place in 1971. I myself became, I guess, involved in preaching or trying to start some preaching in Malaysia in 1977. In the early months of 77, I went to Nepal and Bangladesh for preaching, and Srila Prabhupada, he said, "You're a Britisher." The Britishers were well known for expanding an empire, and he said, "Now we have a better work to expand the empire of Krishna consciousness. So you do it with the courage of an Englishman and the heart of a Bengali mother." That was a quotation from a Bengali poet. So I found out in late 77 maybe September, October, there were some Malaysian devotees in UK, well, at least Ram Sharan Prabhu and his good wife, Janika Devi Dasi. And also His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Maharaj, then known as Rajendra Kumar. He was serving in Vrindavan. So in October of 77, Srila Prabhupada became very ill, and many devotees were called from different parts of the world to Vrindavan. So I had gone there and I met Rajendra Kumar there, and we spoke a bit about trying to start some center in Malaysia. So then I wrote to Ram Sharan, and he expressed some interest in that. Srila Prabhupada's health had been getting worse, but then it seemed to get better. I actually wanted to ask Prabhupada if I could go to Malaysia for preaching, but he was not well enough. I couldn't ask him personally. And leaders told us to go back to our temples because Prabhupada's health had improved a little bit. But then again in November, we heard, I was in Kathmandu, Nepal, we heard that Prabhupada had departed, and we were called again to Vrindavan for a big ceremony in his honor, which took place, I think, about 13 days or so after his departure. So I recall they had made a temporary samadhi for Prabhupada. You know, his body was buried there where the present samadhi is, but there was just a small hut. And one evening, Rajendra Kumar and I were sitting watching the last artik to Prabhupada. We were sitting just in front of the samadhi. And then we were talking a little about starting a center in Malaysia. And then Srila Prabhupada's garland fell off, and the pujari came and gave it to us. So we took it as a sign from Srila Prabhupada, as a blessing from Srila Prabhupada, that we could go ahead and start some preaching in Malaysia. Then I spoke with Jayapataka Prabhu, who was a GBC of England, and asked him if Ram Sharan could come. And he agreed in principle, but he asked me, go to Malaysia first, see what it's like, and let me know. If you think it's good for preaching, then I'll allow Ram Sharan to go there. So it was in 1978, I went to Malaysia and met Bhaktivinoda Maharaj also. We met in Singapore and we went to Malaysia, stayed for a few days in his parents' home in Old Klang Road. And we did some small programs there at his parents' home. But I could see it's there's good potential there. There are a lot of Hindu people, a lot of Hindu temples, a lot of Chinese people also. So I told Jayapataka, looks like a good place. And therefore he gave permission for Ram Sharan and his wife to come. And they came to Mayapur Festival in '79, and from there they went to Malaysia and began the first center in Petaling Jaya. And quickly they had success, attracted a lot of people, and the movement began to flourish. Maharaj also, Rajendra Kumar then, he joined with them, and he was very active in traveling and preaching all over the country. So in this way, ISKCON Malaysia began to grow up, and over the years it's grown and grown. And there are many centers, many Rath Yatras, many devotees, and I'm sure Srila Prabhupada would be very happy on his 50th anniversary to see the progress that's been made by the collective endeavors of the devotees under the guidance of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj, and the other exalted senior devotees who regularly visit and preach there, as well as all the Malaysian devotees who over the years have become very experienced in Krishna consciousness and able to manage the affairs of the society very nicely. So on this auspicious occasion, I like to offer my appreciation to all the devotees and also my thanks for engaging me over the years in some service there in ISKCON Malaysia. So, of course, the greatest thanks, of course, goes to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, whose visit to Malaysia we are celebrating this year and especially today. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu, for bringing back all those good old memories of preaching during the early years in Malaysia. Dear devotees and well-wishers, we are now pleased to announce the arrival of ISKCON Malaysia co-governing body commission members, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. Accompanying His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, we also have His Holiness Bhakti Vikna Vinasa Narsingha Maharaj, the initiating Guru in ISKCON. And last but not least, we would like to also invite His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu.
परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यद्यतयो वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थाः सन्न्यासयोगयतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे व्याघ्रं विपापं परमेश्वभूतै यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमद्य सग्रस्तम् तत्रापि दाह्रं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यो वेदादौ स्वराः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः.
So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, now we would like to invite His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj to give us his spiritual discourse. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Sati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste
Saraswati Devi
Gauravadi Racharane
Vishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari
Gora Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Yedamagita,
Yadavaya Namaha
Ovala Govinda Ram,
Srimadhusudan
Makakaro Dirajalam,
Pangum Langayate Girim
Yatkipada Vahanmande,
Shri Gurum Deenatarinam
Ramananda Madhavam,
Shri Chaitanyamishwaram
Hare Om Tat Sat. Our present with Srila Prabhupada at the Arda Kumbh Mela in 1971.
I was present with Srila Prabhupada at the Ardha Kumbh Mela in 1971.
And we had a camp near the large Hanuman deity.
We had a camp near the large Hanuman deity.
And Prabhupada had his tent, and we all had staying in different tents.
Prabhupada had his tent and we all were staying in different tents.
So he said that he was president of Kumbh Mela because he wanted to get the association of the saints.
He said he wanted to be present in the Kumbh Mela because he wanted the association of the saints.
We thought he was actually giving his association.
We thought actually he was giving his association.
At that time, different delegations came to meet Srila Prabhupada.
At that time, different delegations came to meet Srila Prabhupada.
One such delegation was from Malaysia.
One such delegation was from Malaysia.
And Datin Saraswati
And it was Datin Saraswati
from Charas, Kuala Lumpur.
from Charas, Kuala Lumpur.
She came with a whole bunch of family members,
She came with her whole bunch of family members
invited Srila Prabhupada to come to Malaysia.
and invited Srila Prabhupada to come to Malaysia.
And Prabhupada was very enthusiastic.
And Prabhupada was very enthusiastic.
I didn't accompany Srila Prabhupada.
I didn't accompany Srila Prabhupada.
I think later that year, 1971,
I think later that year, 1971,
he actually visited Malaysia.
he actually visited Malaysia.
And Datin Saraswati's husband was a police chief.
Datin Saraswati's husband was a police chief.
And he was given the title Dato.
And he was given the title Dato.
That's why she became a Datin.
So therefore, she became a Datin.
So I heard Prabhupada went to Kuala Lumpur,
I heard Prabhupada went to Kuala Lumpur,
went to Intan,
went to Talokintan,
went to Ipoh.
went to Ipoh.
I don't know where else he went,
I don't know where else he went.
but that's quite an amazing thing in itself.
So that's quite an amazing thing in itself.
Like that when I only got personally involved in Malaysia when there was some fallout between Hamsaduta and the members.
So I personally got involved in Malaysia when there was a fallout between Hamsaduta and the rival members.
Sometime in 1980s.
In sometime 1980s.
before that, I saw Prabhupada show interest when I heard that he went there.
So before that, I saw Prabhupada showed interest in Malaysia and I heard he went there.
Interesting
It was interesting
to hear how His Grace Prabavisnu Das was having different discussions
It was interesting to hear how His Grace Prabhavishnu Das was having different discussions
about Malaysia
about Malaysia
and how I met Bhakti Swami.
and how he met Bhakti Vrijendranandana Swami.
So we can see that Srila Prabhupada, he was very interested
We can see that Srila Prabhupada, he was very interested
in Malaysia right from the very beginning.
in Malaysia right from the very beginning.
And it's just like Malaysia is a tropical country
Just like Malaysia is a tropical country
and many green fields,
and many green fields,
that's very fertile land.
so that's a very fertile land.
Similarly, it's very fertile for Krishna consciousness.
Similarly, it is very fertile for Krishna consciousness.
In fact, not only have ISKCON, but other Holy Vaishnava Sampradayas.
Not only we have ISKCON, we also have other Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradayas.
So, more that ISKCON can be united and work to see, please the Prabhupada.
So more than that, ISKCON can be united and work to please Srila Prabhupada.
And they can achieve great, great levels of Krishna consciousness.
Then they can achieve great levels of Krishna consciousness.
Although Hindus are minority
Although Hindus are minority
in Malaysia,
in Malaysia,
that they're allowed sufficient freedoms
they are allowed sufficient freedom
to be able to express their spiritual aspirations.
to be able to express their spiritual aspirations.
And potential of expanding to the Chinese and other communities is also there.
The potential of expanding to the Chinese and the other communities are also there.
So, anyway, we're celebrating how Prabhupada came in 1971.
Anyway, we are celebrating how Prabhupada came in 1971.
Now it's 50 years.
Now it is 50 years.
So, as soon as he got the invitation to go to Malaysia,
So as soon as he got the invitation to go to Malaysia,
he immediately accepted.
he immediately accepted.
And he came
And he came
and started the preaching efforts.
and started the preaching efforts.
I could say all the things we've done since then.
So I could say all the things
We did since then,
I could say all the things that we did since then.
but I don't know if that's the proper mood
I don't know that is the proper mood
to celebrate this. The Prabhupada, he firstly came to Malaysia
Srila Prabhupada, he personally came to Malaysia
his lotus foot dust
Is lotus foot dust
sanctified this nation.
scented by the
Sanctified this nation.
sanctified this nation?
And that's one of the rare things
You know
that
that
every country has such a blessing.
that's a rare thing that every country has such a blessing.
Uh, like I don't know if there's any other Asian country
I don't know whether there is any other Asian country
that Prabhupada visited.
that Prabhupada visited.
We heard he was willing to enter Singapore, but
We heard that he was willing to enter Singapore, but
he was not allowed.
he was not allowed.
I don't know if he came to Thailand
I don't know whether he came to Thailand
or other places.
or other places.
Indonesia.
Huh?
Indonesia, Srila Guru Maharaj.
He came?
Yes,
came-
he was Indonesia.
He visited, yes, Guru Maharaj.
He went to Philippines also one day, just for one trip, one time.
Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada visited Indonesia and he visited Philippines for one day.
And then Hong Kong,
And then Hong Kong.
3 times.
And
took bath in Thailand airport.
And took bath in Thailand airport.
So, how many days did he spend in Malaysia?
So how many days did he spend in Malaysia?
It's 3rd to the 8th.
6 days.
6 days, Srila Guru Maharaj.
I can say that he spent more days in Malaysia
So we can say that he spent more days in Malaysia
than any other Asian country.
than any other Asian countries. Hari Bol.
Asian, A-S-E-A-E-A-N.
ASEAN. ASEAN.
A-S-A-E-N.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
So, just that we got special blessings,
Just that we got the special blessings
and we should celebrate the Prabhupada and bless Malaysian country.
So we should celebrate Srila Prabhupada and bless the Malaysian country.
Prabhupada sent Prabavisnu us to Nepal
Prabhupada sent Prabavisnu Maharaj to Nepal
and to Bangladesh.
and Bangladesh.
Did he go there?
Did he go there?
Did
He's muted.
Yes.
Yes, Srila Guru
Prabhupada,
Maharaj.
did Prabhupada go to Nepal or Bangladesh? No. Prabhupada himself, although Prabhupada went to Bangladesh many times before there was partition, when it was still India. He went to Dhaka, he went in his business life.
Oh, he went previously when it was still part of India.
So he went previously when still it was a part of India.
Yes.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I just like Lord Chaitanya. He went to Bangladesh
Just like Lord Chaitanya, he went to Bangladesh
when he was a Grihastha.
when he was a Grihastha.
Yes.
In the Asian country,
So in the Asian country,
Prabhupada personally wanted to see that Malaysia be developed.
Prabhupada personally wanted to see that Malaysia to be developed.
And he was very eager. He gave a monthly budget for Bangladesh and Nepal.
He was very eager, like he gave some monthly budget to Bangladesh, to Nepal.
He personally came to Malaysia.
He personally came to Malaysia.
he wanted Lord Chaitanya's movement to spread all over the world.
He wanted Lord Chaitanya's movement to spread all over the world.
Pratidevyate Satanagaratigam Sarvatra Prachara Habe Maranam.
Pritibite acha sarva nagaradi gram sarvatra pracharita hoy bi maranam.
So he was representing the mood of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda.
So he was representing the mood of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda.
And in that mood, he would go to different places.
And in that mood, he would go to different places.
Even at his advanced age.
Even at his advanced age.
So that he came to Malaysia.
So that he came to Malaysia.
We should take it as his special blessing.
We should take it as his special blessings.
And therefore we're all indebted to Srila Prabhupada.
Therefore, we are all indebted to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Srila Guru Maharaj, for the wonderful spiritual discourse. Next in line is the heart piece of this evening's event. So dear respected Maharajas, dear devotees and well-wishers, it is a time to witness the official launch of 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia. To officiate the launch, we would like to invite His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu and Her Grace Shantirupa Devidasi Mataji. So both of them will be opening the curtain with the count of there'll be a countdown. Based on the countdown, and they will remove the curtain. So the countdown, we will start from 3. So 3, 2, 1. Haribo! Fireworks. Dear respected Maharajas, devotees and well-wishers, this is the special limited edition 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia. Luckily stamped. So thank you so much, His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu and also Her Grace Shantirupa Mataji.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalang Sri Gurun Vaishnava Vangshan Sri Rupam Chak Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia. Ki Jai! So we would like to express our sincere gratitude and thanks to His Grace Padmanitha Prabhu for coming up with the wonderful video montage for the official launch of the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Malaysia. For your kind information, the youths are currently working on a full documentary on Srila Prabhupada's 50th anniversary visit to Malaysia. But due to the lockdown scenario, the devotees were unable to travel. So we are hoping to release the full documentary after the lockdown have been lifted. Dear Maharajas, devotees, and well-wishers, now is the time that we're going to have Srila Prabhupada's limited edition stamp auction. So for this session, we will be handing it over to His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu. So how this auction is going to work, each bidder need to unmute themselves and mention what is the price that they would like to bid. So His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu, the stage is yours.
Hare Krishna. Magyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Jayapataka Swami Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Padayane Gora Kata Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarini. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Destarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My respectful obeisances to Srila Guru Maharaj, to His Holiness Swami Bhakti Vigna Vinash Maharaj, to His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu, to His Grace Chiranjiva Prabhu, the Co-Regional Secretary, to His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu, the ISKCON Malaysia President, to all the devotees present, to the organizing team of youths, I thank you very much for doing this wonderful arrangement of organizing this Srila Prabhupada's 50th anniversary visit to Malaysia and led by Her Grace Shanti Rupa Mataji. So, and to all those who are present, many of those, I think they are from the Gita Gyan, those who participate in the Bhagavad Gita online courses, and our life members, devotees of different branches. They're also chairman of all the branches. We also welcome them, and all the leaders, central committee members of ISKCON Malaysia. So thank you for coming. So I'm given the easy part, that is to auction these stamps. Srila Prabhupada's stamp of the 50th anniversary. So this is a very important historical event, the 50th anniversary, the celebration in Malaysia. This glorification of Srila Prabhupada, there are many ways. We distribute his books, we distribute prasadam, but we also do commemorative activities in commemoration. So such one is this commemorative philately stamp. So it is mentioned that, a stamp, it is mentioned that we should be like a stamp. Means a stamp sticks on something until you get to the destination. So we also should be like the stamps, get stuck on devotional service, stuck on the stamp. Srila Prabhupada will take us to the destination, the spiritual world. So what makes a stamp commemorative? It is generally the stamp has to be rare, definitely it qualifies. This stamp is commemorative. It is very rare. You cannot get stamp with Srila Prabhupada's picture so easily. So this is a stamp. You can actually put it on the envelope and it will reach the destination. So this is a stamp, and they say it has to be unusual. That I have to find out from the youths how they have made it unusual. It is there. Something is there that you have to look onto the stamp. So the stamp also brings about memories, history. If you go back in time, it takes you back in time. So for those of us, all of us, we were not in Malaysia in 1971 with Srila Prabhupada when he arrived. We were not with Srila Prabhupada when he arrived in Malaysia. So this stamp is taking you back 1971 to be with Srila Prabhupada. So you have to have this stamp. It's taking back time tunnel, time warp. It takes you back to 1971 to be with Srila Prabhupada. So this is how important this stamp is. And generally stamps, they have pictures of politicians. They say the president of tomorrow, today is a postage stamp of tomorrow. But they have these pictures of politicians, they have pictures of butterflies. Malaysia, we have a lot, at least very nice stamps of pictures of butterflies. They have animals, they have horses, they have motor cars, they have motorcycles, they have everything. But here we have this stamp with Srila Prabhupada. This stamp is with Srila Prabhupada, and it means a lot. It mean a lot to the Malaysian devotees to be able to have Srila Prabhupada on this stamp with the Malaysian flag, and will take us back to 1971. And when you keep this stamp, it becomes so valuable. 50 years later, the stamp is still with you. So that's how important the stamp is. Now I'll continue. We'll start the what you call the auction. I've never done auctions before, but I guess we will go on with it. And so we have the first auction. So this time it comes in a frame. It's framed up, very beautiful frame. And there are 10 stamps of Srila Prabhupada, all surrounding the main big makeup. They have the 10 official stamps which you can use. So this is framed up. You can see Post Malaysia Stamp Coup. That means it's my stamp. And 50th anniversary, Prabhupada in Malaysia, the Malaysian flag, and the twin towers with our ISKCON logo, and the single tower. So we have it with us. It's going to be yours, but you have to participate in this auction. The auction is made very easy because you just have to unmute yourself and you have to tell us how much you are topping up from the previous devotee who has set a price. That's all. And then we'll give it to you. No problem. So let's start now. The blessings of Srila Prabhupada, blessings of the assembled Vaishnavas. We will start this, and Hare Krishna. So let's have the first one. We like to invite any devotees who like to start with the. Oh, I've heard that Srila Guru Maharaj likes to do the first bidding for this stamp. We have 10 framed up stamps. We'll start with the first one, and Srila Guru Maharaj is going to start with it. Hare Krishna.
21,000 ringgit.
21,000 ringgit.
Just to start.
21,000 ringgit, Guru Maharaj. That's a lot. Hari Bol.
They blew everyone out of the water.
Pardon?
Blew everyone out of the water.
All of them are poor. They all fall off the shares.
Just saying, all of them will fall out of the chair. It's too expensive.
இல்ல குரு மகாராஜ் பீட் பண்றதுக்கு அந்த ஸ்டாம்ப்க்கு வந்து
Hare Krishna. So I'd like to ask the secretary, I'd like to hear it again, 21,000 ringgit or rupees or US.
About ringgit.
It's not ringgit.
I thought ringgit.
I thought ringgits. Oh.
I thought about 10 stamps. 1,000 each would be
I thought 10 stamps, 1,000 each should be
too little.
too little.
Not just a modest 2,000 each.
So,
Jai, so you has
2,000 each.
21,000 ringgit for the stamp and Gopatu, if you make any mistake, we are holding you for it.
Sure, right? 21,000 you said?
Sold.
21,000.
Yeah, bro. Guru Maharaj, you say got 10 stamps. So he said 21,000 because he gave 2,000 for each stamp. So you have 10 frames. You see, he gave for each stamp.
Jai, so thank you very much. So that's 21,000 ringgit for this, the first stamp that Guru Maharaj just bid. So I need a hammer to say 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna.
See anyone else?
See whether there is anyone else.
The first one is 21,000 ringgit. Now I'm going to count back 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Anyone, please, before it goes to 3. Now it's going down 2. It's going to go to Guru Maharaj. Somebody is going to please up it. 2, 1. And that it goes to Guru Maharaj. 21,000 ringgit this time. Haribol.
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 Haribol. Guru Maharaj is always the winner.
Srila Guru Maharaj ki. This is a Prabhupada stamp. This means a lot to Guru Maharaj. It's the spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. Came to Malaysia in 1971. And Srila Guru Maharaj and his god brothers came and they blessed the country and they continued preaching. And this is worth very, very much. Thank you very much. We'll go to the second stamp. So we'll start. Anyone can just please unmute yourself and start. Hare Krishna. So we have Shanjana to everyone. She says Haribol. Oh, I like to hear some dollar signs. Hare Krishna. So do we have anyone else? We have 10 frames, 9 left. So we have Santosh. He also said Haribol. Oh, that's very nice. I think Haribol is a currency. We want the number. And let's hear Hare Krishna. நம்ம இந்த ஆக்ஷன் செய்யறோம். யாருக்கு இந்த ஸ்டாம்ப் அவங்க ஆக்ஷன் கலந்துக்க போறாங்க, அவங்க எவ்வளவு அவங்க கொடுக்கறது சொல்லலாம். So unmute yourself and you can speak up. Hare Krishna. You have to show this, right? Any amount, you can start with any amount.
200.
Thank you very much. Who is that, please?
Lakwin.
Datin.
Neela Lim, 508. Neela Lim.
Okay, Neela Lim has gone up to 508. Thank you so much, Neela Lim. Now, anybody would like to go higher?
608 from Rupa Manohar Das.
608 from?
Rupa Manohar Das.
Rupa Manohar Das. Thank you so much, Rupa Manohar Das. 608. Now we like to hear some. Pardon?
Nagendra Rao, 1001.
Nagendran Rao, 1001. He means business. So let's see anybody else who's going to mean more business.
1101.
Please remember, we are keeping the currency to ringgit. Wherever the part of the world you are, we mean business. It's in ringgit. We like ringgit. We will go for ringgit. So it's 1,200 from Tilaga Govind. And you are online. If you don't pay up, we will come for you. So please 1,200. We'll go on next, please.
1,308.
1,308. I hear your voice. I don't hear your name.
Rupa Manohar Das.
Oh, Rupa Manohar, you're not giving up. Oh, that's what we mean.
Oh,
business.
never, Prabhu, never.
All right, you will never give up. I know, I knew that. So, who's the next? Who's the one who is willing to contend with Rupa Manohar?
Rupa Manohar Prabhu is the son-in-law of His Grace Amoga Prabhu, who came to Malaysia with Srila Prabhupada.
Oh, that's powerful. He's definitely going to take the second frame of stamps back to Australia.
Haribol
Prabhupada went from Malaysia to Australia. Now the stamp is going to also go there.
We have 1,500.
And the Malaysians are not letting you go easy. Lakwin Tanga has come with 1,500 ringgit.
Neela Madhava 1,808.
Neela Madhava has gone to 1,808 Haribols. I think that's also ringgit. Haribol. Sir, Tilaga Goin is not giving up. He's going up to 2,000. Welcome, Tilaga. I think you're a very powerful person. You will never give up. I think Rupa Manohar is thinking about it. He's never going to give up as well. So let's go on.
2,008 ringgit from Rupa Manohar Das.
2,008
ringgit.
Okay, that's 2,008. That's what you call neck to neck. Let's hear from Govind surely. 8 ringgit, you won't lose by 8. Let's see how much more you can go. 2,222. Tilaga Govind, a very interesting person. I like to see him. Hare Krishna, is their video on? All right, so Tilaga Govind, thank you so much. You have come to 2,222, 4 twos. Let's see Rupa Manohar. Neela Lim, I'm sorry, I forgot you. Let's get back. Penang is always ahead of everything. Let's see Penang go. Here goes Krishna Chandra, 2,500 on the outside. Krishna Chandra comes in. Subang Jaya, 2,500. Sanjana is coming to 2,442. I'm sorry, I can't go back. We only go up. So that's 2,500 from Krishna Chandra. Just one time he comes up, 2,500. Rupa Manohar Prabhu, this is nothing for you. Sanjana has gone up to 4,500. Wow. That's what you call business. No wasting time. No wasting time. 4,500. Can anybody beat Sanjana? Sanjana. Can everybody beat? Sanjana she's only what, 10 years old. Can I have the parents confirm this, please? Please, urgent, immediate, emergency. I want the parents to confirm. Can they please confirm? Is this true? 4, 5, 5. She is going higher. And who's that? Janani. Who's Janani? 5,000.
Shatu Wetini.
Who's Janani? Sanjana doesn't know she's putting her parents in trouble. But anyhow, Janani has come in. Sounds also like another cute girl. Who's that? Let us have the video. 5,000. Janani, can we hear your voice? I just need some.
Shatul Vedini now.
Janani, you're going for 5,000.
They have got a 5,005.
I don't know what I'm doing, but the figure is just going up. But it's all young children who are not working. Are their parents going to stand for this children's participation? I think Rupa Manohar, you got tough fight with children. Please bring it up because I trust you will pay us.
There are devotees with deeper pockets than
Vedini. Shatur Vedini has come up with 5,400. Can we look her up? Oh my, these children are... Okay, I think we have to... I think we need inspectors for the auction. Sanjana has gone back to 1,000. Oh my, they are playing, I think these children are just too good. They have been attending Gita Gyan program and they know how to answer every question and they know how to deal. They know how to deal with the devotees. I can't deal with them anymore.
10,000, Prabhu.
No. I think the father is watching TV and is not aware what commitment the children are doing on behalf of the parents. I have to call the father. Okay.
Sanjana, can you get your father to confirm? Sanjana, can
I
you call
didn't
your
know
father?
children are. I didn't know these children are so brave. They can, play with me.
Sanjana,
I thought I'm a very
call your
serious
father
person,
to
and they're just
confirm whether it's
smiling
10,000.
and doing things like this. Okay, I think if they don't, the rule is if they don't respond positively, I'll go back to Rupa Manohar Prabhu. Because I want, in cash we trust, we don't trust figures. So what's happening
was
now?
highest so far.
Tilaga Govin, yours was the highest. If you respond, then I'll take you seriously. Tilaga Govin was how much? 2,600. Tilaga Govin, you are 2,600. Can you respond? Show your video and just show at least a few dollars with you. At least we know you're serious. Can we see that, please? Where's Tilaga Govin? You are also not showing your cash. In cash we trust. Let's see the next person. Who is one lower than that?
Yeah, Krishna Chandra Das.
Huh?
Krishna
Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu.
2,500.
I want Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu. Contenders are just too much. I need to see your cash. Where are you? I want to see if it's really you. Okay. Okay, now 2,500 and Krishna Chandra has gone up to 3,000. He's beat himself. Okay. Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu, I trust you. 3,000.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
The Yaduraj from typing. Tilaga is from typing. I can guarantee you she's serious. She'll pay the 2,600.
Oh, thank you so much for the guarantee. Yeah, Yaduraj Prabhu's Securities Commission. Good. Now,
Thank you, Prabhu.
we have 3,000, but then we have gone up to 3,000. Can you tell her to up it by 100?
You must ask Tilaga then.
Okay. I thought she will give that. Okay. Oh, Tilaga has gone up 3,100. Thank you so much. It's the battle is between Subhang Jaya and typing. Rupa Manohar Prabhu, are you still with us? Or is Australian? What time is it in Australia? Please don't go to sleep.
No,
Stay
Prabhu,
awake.
I'm here, but I'm waiting for the third frame now.
All right. So it's 3,100. Tilaga Govin, Krishna Chandra Prabhu. You are an accountant, you are a treasurer, and you have everything to do with money. You cannot lose with somebody who is in typing, who is so cool. That's unfair. You cannot do that. You have put yourself, now you cannot back out. 3,500. Krishna Chandra Prabhu, I think you are great. 3,500. Subhang Jaya can never lose. Okay, now we'll go to Tilaga Govin. She said thank you, Yada.
3,006.
Tilaga Govin, 3,600. You are not letting Krishna Chandra Das go.
Krishna Chandra, you got to wave your platinum card.
Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu, you cannot lose by 100. If you lose, you should lose by 500.
Krishna Chandra should go for the next frame.
Please, please, you are my good friend. I don't like my friends to lose. You are my very good friend. I don't like my friends to lose out. All my friends, they win. So 3,600. Tilaga Govin, I think she is also my very good friend. So Krishna Chandra has gone to 4,000. Krishna Chandra Prabhu, you are my good friend. Friend in my heart. So 4,000. Tilaga Govin, Yaduraj Prabhu, Tilaga Govin is from typing. You should give her all confidence that she can do it. Typing is not, is a very great place. Prabhupada passed by typing. Some people told me Prabhupada went to typing. I'm not saying this just a fun, but some of those.
Prabhupada just passed through typing. So Prabhupada said, Roma, touch typing.
Yes, so let us see Tilaga Govin. You get this stamp to typing immediately.
Tilaga wants to practice Vaishnava etiquette, so she's giving away from senior devotee.
All right. So we have here 4,000 with Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu. No, not yet. Not yet. I have to count 1, 2, 3. So I've got the hammer. Once, Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu. 2, Krishna Das Chandra Prabhu. 2.5. 3. Hare Krishna. This is fantastic. The treasurer is showing.
Congratulations.
Treasurer is showing by example, and he's put at 4,000. Thank you very much, Krishna Chandra Das Prabhu. These stamps are here, right? And you're very close to us. We don't mind sending our Grab driver to go and collect the money tomorrow. We don't waste time. We have to pay up the bills to Post Malaysia. Thank you very much. We'll go to the next frame. So we have done 2. Now the third one. Let's start.
The third one should start from 4,000 onwards.
Wow,
my
that's
God.
Prabhu. I think 4,000. It won't be onwards. It will be 4,000 backwards.
No, mate, usually if you have 10 of the same thing, the last price for the one, and then they start from that, will be the auction start to the next one, is it?
Now, what if nobody?
Anyway, you
Okay,
can start.
anyhow,
You can-
let's see.
you can
Loka
start.
Bandhu, let's see. Like we believe in the doctrine of karma. Loka Bandhu Prabhu said 4,000. If nobody takes 4,000, the karma is the reaction goes to him. He takes 4,000. Okay, so let's start with 4,000. Karma, action and reaction. You will get the result. Now let's start with 4,000. Who is ready for 4,000? Please. Loka Bandhu Prabhu, do your homework. Get somebody to get in. Or we are getting. So 4,000 once, 4,000 twice, 4,000 three times. First it was our president. First it was our treasurer. Now it's our president. I just don't know who's it's going to be the next. Secretary, where are you hiding? Okay. 4th frame, right? Okay, 4th frame. Is anybody daring enough to say from when we should start this? From what figure? Nobody believes in karma now. All right. So we will start now. So you start the bidding. Hare Krishna. Just push the unmute. Be daring to speak. You know, this is the time you should be a hero and speak up. We believe in those who speak. Who's
2,000
that?
ringgit.
Rajasri has started 108. Very intelligent lady.
Rahul here.
Tilaga Govin has come with 1,008. Oh, she's trying a lot. We are not going to give in.
1,999.
1,000.
999.
Very good number. 1,999. That's $1 less than 2,000.
Rupa Manohar Das is
Rajiv Nanalal 2008. Tilaga comes back. She's always liking this figure 2222. Next. We'll get, let's see, Tilaga. Okay, Tanesh Ganeshan 2,233. And here comes Rajiv Nananal not giving in 2,308. These figures are simply not reducing. They're just going. This is like a sprint race. There it goes. Tilaga going 2,500. Typing. She's just typing the numbers. So let us see how much more she can type. Let's go. There's another Tanesh. He's put 346,679, 678. He is in a different yoga. Please take him out. Hare Krishna Tilaga Govin 2,500. Who's next, please? Who's next? So Tilaga Govin, I'm going to bring the hammer down. Everybody watch this. The hammer to smash illusion. So it's real. 1. 2,500 Tilaga Govin. 2. Yaduraj is the guarantor. 3. 2,500 Tilaga Govin gets it. Rajiv Nananal is late. We'll go for the next one. Don't worry, Rajiv. You have got your chance. So the 4th one has gone for 2,500. 2,500. Thank you, Tilaga Govin. Typing is on the map. Typing is the stamp will get to typing. Don't worry. Hare Krishna. Now we'll start with the 5th one. Number 5 is a very lucky number. Pancha Tattva. I'm telling you this. Don't let this go off your hands. Start now. Here comes Kugas. Sajana. Navakishore Prabhu. Is this the Navakishore of Malavati?
Yes.
Thank you very much. 1,000 from Malavati. Navakishore Prabhu.
1,008. Otherwise,
Tilaga Govin 2,000. 2,000. Tilaka Govind. Oh, she's going for 2. Thank you so much. Rajiv Nananal, 2008. Next, please. Next, please. 3,500. Sanjana. Hare Krishna. Sanjana, I am going to let you do your typing exercise next time. So we'll go. And Tanesh Ganeshan, you are going into another yoga with 957 million. I think you're just great. And you're sending me direct messages trying to allure me. We don't accept such allure. Okay, we'll go next. Who's that? 2008, who was that? The last. Rajiv Nananal, 2008. So we have Rajiv Nananal, 2008. Can we see Rajiv Nananal, please? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Prabhu. It's
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Where are you from, Prabhu?
I'm currently based in Australia.
Oh, that's Rupa Manohar Prabhu.
Yes.
I'm not going to let you go. You know, we were much higher earlier. You waited for the opportune moment. Anyhow, Amoga Prabhu, you deserve it. So, all right. It's only because of Amoga Prabhu you're getting it at 2008. Hare Krishna.
It's for him.
Once,
it's for him.
2 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. Okay. Hare Krishna, Rajiv Prabhu. So much. Thank you so much. You get this stamp will come to you, but your money will come first. Thank you very much. Next, please.
Amoga Prabhu will be very happy.
Don't worry, it's even short. I'm in Melbourne. I make sure.
Okay, you are there. Okay, you are a man there. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Next,
yes.
please. So we got number 6 on. Number 6, you know, we are waiting for somebody from the United Kingdom to give us pounds in small numbers. We don't mind. Just 500 pounds will do. We don't want 2,000, 3,000. Okay. Here we Navakishore is not giving up. From 1,000, he went now 5. He wants again. He wants game. Kripa Sindhu Prabhu from Kuching.
1,008.
Kuching. 1,008 from Kuching. Krishna Daya Prabhu, our secretary, has come into the race. Sungai Siput is not ordinary place. 1,004. And he has put it twice. Does it mean 2008? He has done 1,004, 1,004. Does he want me to calculate? So that's 1,020, Sanjana. No, Sanjana, please. 1,101. That is Nagendra Rao. Nagendra Rao, 1,101. 1,111 Krishna Kathamrita from the Ames College, University.
1,500.
And Krishna Daya Prabhu has gone up to 1,500. Our General Secretary is showing by example 1,500. And so anybody is willing to go with
1,999.
Who's that, please?
Rahul Prabhu. Rahul. Sealant Prabhu's son.
Rahul, huh? Rahul, thank you so much. 1,999. I hear you very well. $1 less than 2,000. So anybody willing to take on Rahul? Just put $1. That's all. You'll beat Rahul. 2,000. So we got Rahul Prabhu. Where are we seeing you on the video? Rahul Prabhu. Are you Rajiv Nananal? Is Rahul Rajiv Nananal? Two different persons, right? Oh, Rahul Prabhu, you. I recognize you very well. So you are 1,999, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Am I right? So I'm okay. So we will now bring up the hammer and then we will start. Anyone willing to go up? 1,999? Nobody. That's 1, twice, 3rd time. So Rahul Prabhu, congratulations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much for all your information. Rahul is in what do you call? He's a physiotherapist. So if you all have got problems with your leg, your hands, you can always go. And he's got this nice physiotherapy center. Hare Krishna. Now we'll go to the what's this? Number 7. Number 7. For my sake, I'm getting tired. You please up it by 1,000 each. It will make my life easier. I'm a patient. So we'll go on with this now. Okay, that's very good. Navakishore Prabhu, please don't give up this time. Don't give up. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a good advice. I never gave you any advice. This is my only advice I'm giving you. 1,000, don't give up, keep going. Don't let people beat you. Okay, Krishna Kathamrita beat you by 1,000, by 111. So
We
now
got
Mohan.
Kesava Rao Prabhu about 1,500.
No, there is one Mohan Palak Prabhu, 1,603. So he's serious about it. He has beaten Kathamrita Prabhu and then now K 1,604. Kesava Rao Nagendra. Oh, I think he has Jewish blood in him. He just goes only one up. Now 1,604. Kesava Rao. Either Jewish or Marwari blood. Now, Nagendra Rao has gone 1,800. That's what you call British blood. Nagendra Rao 1,800. Twice. 1,800 3 times. Okay, Nagesh, where are you? Can we have a look at you? Nice. I just want to see you. Nothing to do with security. Where is
Prabhu,
he?
there's 1,801 from Mohan Palak.
We've closed Prabhu at 1,800 for Nagesh Rao. Thank you so much, Nagendra Rao Prabhu. Now we'll go to the next one. Where's the next one? Where's the number? Number 8. You see, 8 is a very good number. I don't have to tell you. All of you know this very well. So you should be teaching me. Start with 800. Oh, you've gone to 1,801. Mohan Palak Prabhu. Tanesh Ganeshan, 1,806. Kesava Rao again, 1,820. My hammer is raising up. Kesava Rao, 1,820. Let's see. Swastika is going to 1,000. I'm sorry. Maybe that's a different currency. You have to tell us. If it's US, we accept. Now we go to, so who was the last? Kesava Rao, 1,820.
20.
So Kesava Rao Prabhu, is anybody willing to up it? 1,820 once, 1,820 twice. Kesava Rao is
Sure, he's a kid.
Nagendra Rao's son, is it?
Yes.
Have you got your father's and grandfather's permission to enter this auction?
Okay.
Kesava Rao. Your father just won, right?
Okay. Where?
Oh, here, Mataji is here.
Hare Krishna. Sometimes parents, they like their children to get the credit. I think that's a very good example of a parent. They just want the children to get credit. Are you doing that, madam? I see someone behind. Is it the mother? So you're agreeing to Kesava Rao with the 1,820
ringgit
for the stamp. Is it? You know that your son is not getting you into trouble, but I don't mind. It's good trouble.
What is it?
Oh, yeah. Pardon? Okay. It's a nice boy. Don't beat him. He's a very nice boy. We'll send him some prasadam. Not to worry. Bring him to the temple. We need him for fundraising schemes. All right. Okay. We'll move on. Who's that? So the earlier one was 1,000. Lim Alenga. Oh, Nira Lim. How much Nira Lim?
I think Tanesh Ganeshan is 1,806.
No. Tanesh Ganeshan has gone to 467,000. Damodar Prabhu, please.
So then it's Neela Lim at 1,180.
No. Damodar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
You're an anti-auction party. Auction went to 1,800. You're bringing it down to 1,100.
No, 1,820.
1,820. Who was that?
Neela Madhava.
Okay, Neela Madhava Prabhu, can we have your handsome face up on the screen, Neela Madhava Prabhu? Because not many people will know by name, but by your Where's Nilamadava Prabhu? 1820. Thank you so much. Open up your mask just for 1 second. We'll see if it's the real Nilamadava. Correct. All right. Once, twice, 3 times. You're a great example for your father, Kalesha Prabhu. Youth power. All right. Next we go. Ninth frame. Number 9, you know, it's again a number which I can't speak about. It is just mentioned in the Gita as well, divine number. So let's start off. Kugasri, Vigneshwar Manoharan, Doctor. Then we got Mohan Palak has come in with 999. And then Vishnu Priya. Oh, somebody is going back to 1. Please, 999 was Mohan Palak Prabhu last, right? Okay, who's next? So 999, 9,999 ringgit. Who's going next? Krishna Daya Prabhu 1008. Krishna Daya Prabhu 1008. Prabala Gopal Prabhu from Sri Jagannath Mandir, Kuala Lumpur 1108. Now Sarva Devi Mataji from Typing 1500. Typing is going for it again. Mohan Palak 1299, you have to beat Sarva Mataji. So 1603 is Mohan Palak Prabhu, beat Typing. 1603 Mohan Palak Prabhu, 1603. Now Sarva Devi Mataji 1800 ringgit. It's ringing a lot of rings. So 1800 Sarva Devi Radhika Mataji. Anybody is willing to go for it? Sarva Devi Mataji. Yaduraj Prabhu, you are guarantor for this as well. So 1800 Sarva Devi Mataji once, 1800 twice, 1800 3 times. Over. Next one. So number 10. Number 10. All right. You see, this is the real stamp. Number 10. I am not hearing anything from. Let's see. We are starting again. Viraya Prabhu. 1500. Viraya Prabhu from KL. Is it Vishwarup? What Prabhu's name? Vishwaksena Prabhu. 1500. We got your cake here. So you better make it higher, or you won't get your cake back. So 1500 Vishwaksena Prabhu. 1500 Vishwa. Anybody is willing to up it? Mohan Palak Prabhu, you were somewhere around there. Yaduraj Krishna Prabhu, 1600. Wow, typing has gone. Mohan Palak Prabhu, where are you from? Mohan Palak Prabhu, 1600. Also from typing. Wow, that's a battle. It's a typing is a battlefield. New Kurukshetra in Malaysia, 1603 typing, and Sarva Devi 6501. Yaduraj Prabhu, who is that you? ISKCON typing 6501.
1610 typing.
Pardon?
1610.
Somebody has come in and put a 6501. I'm interested in that number a lot. I'm taking it seriously. Oh, typo error. Okay. So what was that again, Prabhu? 1610. Okay. Yaduraj Prabhu 1610. Mohan Palak Prabhu. Don't give in to Yaduraj Prabhu. 1616. Yeah, you are my good friend. 1616. Now we've got Prabesh Prabhu. Where is Prabesh Prabhu from Todu? Yeah, Todu was so silent, you know, I was so disappointed. Now you've got a real man there. Prabesh Prabhu, 2000. Come on, don't give in to typing. 2000, Prabesh Prabhu. Beat yourself. Put up another 500. Who is this? Raghuvanshi. 2000. Your humble servant, is it? Oh, I like this type of servants very much. Please, don't be humble. Raise your figure. Raise your figure. Mohan Palak, you are great. 2021. We are in that. Are we in 2021 this year? You mean business? We are in 2021. I know this year is 2021. If you win this, oh, Raghuvanshi Prabhu, 2100. You are an anesthetic, right? So you put everybody to sleep. So now 2,100. Now let's see who else is willing to go for him. Dr. Raghuvanshi Prabhu. 2,100 typing. Mohan Palak Prabhu. You have always come close. But now you should beat this. 2,100. Raghuvanshi Prabhu. So I'm going to close. I'm getting tired. I need to take my dinner. Yaduraj Prabhu. 2,500. Yaduraj Prabhu. 2,500.
Last one.
Yaduraj Prabhu, last try, Yaduraj Prabhu. So I'm going to give the counting, the number. Raghuvanshi Prabhu. Raghuvanshi Prabhu. I don't want to beg you, but I've never seen you lose in any of any forms of contending. You're coming from the Raghuvamsa. Raghuvamsa is very fervent. Yaduraj Prabhu, Yaduvamsa. Let us see which Vamsa is going to win. 2,510 Raghuvamsa. 2,510. Yaduraj Prabhu, 10 ringgit. Come on. Don't give in to 10 ringgit. You are Yadu Raj, the king. 2,550. That's now. 2,550. Yaduvamsa, 2,000. Raghuvamsa, come on. Oh, Raghuvamsa surrendered. Hare Krishna. Okay. Now I'm going to count it.
2,600. Where are you? 2,006.
Yeah, Virya Prabhu. You know, the cake means business. 2,600. 2,600. So, Vishwaksena Prabhu, you're staying across. I think we can pick up the cash easily. Yaduraj Prabhu is not giving up. Yaduraj Prabhu will never give up. I know him very well. He's never going to give up. 2,650. This is the last but not least. Okay, 2,650. Vishwaksena Prabhu, 50 ringgit. Don't let it go. 50 ringgit. 50 ringgit. It's in your other pocket. Please reach out to your right pocket. If there's another 50 and put it in. Or you just ask your wife for it. She'll donate. 2,650. Yaduraj Prabhu. And she's working in Bang Nagara. We know that. So please, Vishwaksena Prabhu, 2,800. Very good. Bang Nagara, 2,800. 2,000. Yaduraj Prabhu. Yaduraj Prabhu, typing, you know. Typing is a fantastic place. It's a cool place. All green. So I think 2,900 Yaduraj Prabhu. 2,900 Yaduraj Prabhu. Vishwaksena Prabhu. You are a KL person, city people. They earn more, they spend more. So you have to spend 3,000. Very good. Tilaga Govin, fantastic. You have come in again. You saved my life. 3,000 from Tilaga Govin. Todu also 3,000. Who's Siva Chaitanya Prabhu? Wow. This is what you mean business. So Siva Chaitanya is sending a personal message, 3,000 to Padmanetra Prabhu. I am taking it seriously. 3,000 Prabhu.
Siva Prabhu, confirm it.
Siva Prabhu, confirm. Pardon? Why is he hiding behind the mask? 3,000 Siva Chaitanya Prabhu. I raised a lot of money for Todu. So, okay, yes, Siva Chaitanya Prabhu, 3,000. Now we got a tie. Tilaka Govin, 3,000. And Siva Chaitanya Prabhu, never mind. What we will do is, we will take both of you, we will make it 11 stamp, 11 frames. We'll give 3,000 for you, we will give both. Everybody is a winner. Okay, unless Yaduraj Prabhu wants to come in, we'll make it 3. Hare Krishna. So we will end here. So Todu with 3,000. And the Todu with 3,000, and who's the other one? Govind. Thank you so much, 3,000. I'm tired. Vishwaksena. We will end here.
Oh, where are 3,001? So 3.
Huh?
Where are 3,001?
Vishwaksena 3,001 will take you for 10, 11, 12. We'll take you for the 12th one, and anybody else will come in last. This is, we are closing up parallel auction. You call it parallel auction. We just go in for this. 3,000. One Visvaksena, 3,000 is Todu, and another 3,000 was who? Tilaga Govin. Okay. Yaduraj Prabhu, you're coming in.
Yeah, Yaduraj Prabhu, 100 more. You get
For all friends' sake, you do it.
Actually, the last one I'm sharing in Tilaga. ISKCON typing.
All right. So thank you all so much. I thank you so much. Please accept my humble obeisances. You have done very well, all of you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Guru. You're
Singeshwar
amazing.
Prabhu. So Singeshwar Prabhu is an expert auctioneer. So dear devotees, what you all have witnessed is a premier frame, phenomenal frame. This frame, auction frame, limited edition, have exclusive frame and also has a signature of Srila Prabhupada. So for all those devotees who have actually taken part in the bidding, hold on.
Hare Krishna. I am 62 years old. I'm getting very old. But this one is not going for the old persons, it's going for the youths. This is our guarantee. We all will look after ourselves. The youths, we need to look after them so that they can reach 62 like me. Hare Krishna. So the proceeds are going for youth proceeds because they may continue this 50th anniversary, maybe with when the COVID is over, they may do other programs. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So what you all have witnessed, the experts, His Grace Singeshwar Prabhu did the auction. And we thank all the devotees who have bid and participated in the bidding process, in auctioning. So to all those devotees who have actually took part in the bidding process, please kindly contact our devotee. So the contact number will be displayed in the chat box. So this is yes, Singeshwar Prabhu was telling this is a limited edition, once in a lifetime stamp. You won't be able to get it from Post Malaysia. This is done exclusively for this 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada visiting Malaysia. And this is a premium set where we have a wonderful premium frame, glass frame, and also signature of Srila Prabhupada at the bottom. So dear devotees, there is still good news. For those devotees who are unable to participate in the auction, don't worry, don't give up. We are still taking orders for the stamps. There are limited editions of stamp, but it's not going to be premium. It is just the stamp alone. So we are sharing the Google form link in the chat box. So for those devotees who are interested in getting the stamp, now bear in mind that the stamps are also limited editions, a one-time printing. So for those devotees who are interested in getting the stamp, so that is different. That is just a stamp. It's not an exclusive package as this. So please do. The link is there, Prabhu. So the Google form link is there. Please do click on the link and provide in your details. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for participating in this auction. As how Singeshwar Prabhu mentioned, all the proceedings will be channeled for the youth development of Malaysia. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So next in line, we have something interesting. We have the offering of more than 100 Malaysian cuisines to Srila Prabhupada. And for this section, I would like to hand it over to Her Grace Sarvani Lakshmi Mataji. Sarvani Mataji, the
Hare
online
Krishna.
platform is all yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Patita Prabhu. And thank you to Singeshwar Prabhu for that interesting auction. So now moving on this very special occasion, we would like to dedicate a very special and unique Boga offering to Srila Prabhupada. We have planned to offer a variety of Malaysian traditional cuisines prepared by the devotees all over Malaysia as a note of gratitude to our dear most Srila Prabhupada. So let's start the offering. The devotees who are involved in this, please switch on your camera and be prepared. We will spotlight you in batches.
Under 8 elegant dishes. Mahamiti Devi Dasaruja. Alaka Krishna.
So the first batch is coming from Kedah. Can we have all of them?
Sarvani, can you ask them to turn on the camera?
Okay. To those who are actually offering your burkas, please switch on your camera so that we can actually notice you.
Switch on your camera. On camera. On your video.
Okay, please show your cameras towards the offering, not on your faces, dear Prabhujis, on the offering. Okay, let me announce. So we have Krishna Kanta Radha Mataji from Alusta making sweet rice, puran puri, dal dokli, poha. Mahanidi Mataji making kichri. Maliga Vrindavan Mataji making achimuruku and kue kapit. Venu Vardhan Prabhu making lemon rice. Gunasagara Prabhu making laddu. Vrindavan Hari Prabhu making murku. Loka Nandini Mataji making tairu vada. And Amritanjali Mataji making payasam. So they are from Kedah, from Alusta and Sungai Petani, Yatras. Thank you very much. Pamita Prabhu, can we have a screenshot?
Yes, Sarvani, what are you saying?
Can we have a screenshot of the prashadam? First batch.
Okay, done. So we go for second batch 2.
Second batch, thank you. Yeah.
Ask them to turn on the camera.
Please switch on your cameras, dear devotees. Second batch, we have a majority from Todu, one devotee from BM, and one devotee from Kulim as well.
Sarvani Mataji, we cannot see any offering.
You can't
Can
see
see only your face. Yep.
Padmanitra Prabhu.
Yeah, what? We can see everyone's here.
Yeah, I also can see the whole screen actually with all the offerings.
Sarvani, you have to pin them.
No, we are spotlighting them. We had spotlight.
Spotlighting everyone actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you pin them, then it will become major. Mean right.
Dayapati Mataji, please switch on your camera. Okay, all of them in?
Some not turning on the camera. A16.
A16.
A16 Jayapataka Didi.
Jayapataka Mataji.
Okay, now.
Okay. All right. So we have Dayavati Mataji from Bhakti Mandir making Purna Puri. Sivaranjini Mataji from Kulin making chapati and dal makhni, puri and dalcha and 3 biscuits, mango lassi and sirugam juice. Sucharu Kamala Devi Dasi Mataji from Todu making roti canai and murtabak. Sivaneshwari Mataji making yifu mee and chahofan. Kavi Priya Mataji making asam laksa and kachori. Kalisha Prabhu making cha kway teow.
Go out, huh?
Gita Govinda Mataji making cendol gula melaka, kopiah sambal, kopiah goreng, curry claypot rice and syrup limau. Suwarnangi Mataji making biryani and paneer masak merah and coconut pal apam. Jayapataka Mataji making steamed dumpling, pan fried dumpling and wantan mee. Screenshot, Prabhu. Jayapataka Mataji, please switch on your camera for a final screenshot with all the offerings. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank.
All right.
Can you go to the next one?
Please,
Hare Krishna,
Sarvani.
Sarvani.
Yes.
Can you answer my call for us?
Okay, done.
Wait, Mataji, for a while.
So the next batch, can we have the next batch in?
Hare Krishna, Sarvani.
Yes.
Okay, Sarvani, we're gonna share one by one. We'll go from A1 to everyone, one by one.
Hare Krishna, Sarvani.
Go one by one, huh?
Yeah.
Sarvani.
All right. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, we're gonna go one by one.
Yeah, it's nice. All the devotees put a lot of hard work on their presentations and preparations. It's nice to show one by one so everybody be seen their preparations. They're just suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, Prabhu, sure. So now
Okay,
the
we'll
next,
start from A1.
we're going to go start from beginning again.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So we go for A2 again. Start again from A2 lah.
A2. Okay.
Krishna Kanta Mataji and Mahanidhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj and the devotees.
So Krishna Kanta Mataji made sweet rice, puran puri, dal, dokli, and poha, and Mahanidhi Mataji made khichdi. Thank you very much, Mataji. Next, we have Maliga Vrindavan Mataji. Maliga Vrindavan Mataji made achi muruku and kueh kapit from Aluspa as well. And next, we have.
Can't see the picture. Didn't see the offering.
Gunasakar Prabhu. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Gunasagar Prabhu made laddu.
Sarvani, just I'm gonna mute everyone. Then after that, I'm gonna share again on the one. Okay.
All right.
From 6. Okay. Next, Sarvani. A7, Lokanandini. Sarvani.
Sorry. So Lokanandi Mataji made Tairu Vada. She's also from Sungai Petani.
Dayavati Mataji. Show on the camera. Mataji, Dayavati Mataji, on camera. Mataji.
Dayavati Mataji.
He says she'll start later. Okay, then we go to 8:10. Sivaranjini Mataji.
Okay. Sivaranjini Mataji. Right. Sivaranjini Mataji made chapati, damalkni, puri and dalcha and 3 biscuits, mango lassi and siragam juice. She's from Kulin.
Okay. Then next A9, Dayavati Mataji.
Dayavati Mataji. Dayavati Mataji, Purna Puri. She made Purna Puri. She's from Bhakti Mandir. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Next A11.
A11 is Sucharu Kamala Mataji and Sivaneshwari from Todu. They made roti chana and murtaba and yifu mee and chahofan.
Yeah, okay, next, Kavipriya 812.
Kavipriya Mataji made Asam Laksa and Kachori. She's also from Todu.
Okay, next, Gita Govinda Mataji.
Gita Govinda Mataji made Chendol Gula Melaka, Popiah Sambal, Popiah Goreng, Curry Claypot Rice, and Sirap Limau. She's also from Todu.
Okay, A15 not switching on the camera, so I'm going to A16. There are
A15?
not turning on the camera. A15 not turning on the camera. A15 no. A17 Hema Lakshmi Devidas Mataji.
Hema Lakshmi Mataji made Idiyappam and Sodi. She's also from Todu.
Okay, next A18.
A18 is Om Pranami Mataji. She has made Chokodor and Nasi Kanda. Om Pranami Mataji is one of the senior most Mataji in the northern side as well. She's from Todu.
Okay, next A19.
A19 is Radhakun Mataji. She has made Bubur Chacha and Jalebi. She's from Todu as well.
Okay, next Jalani Mataji. A20, Sarvani.
A20. A20 is Kunjarani Mataji. She made kwetiaf soup and potato bonda.
Okay, next A21, Premarupa.
Premarupa Prabhu made Kueh Chara and Donut Bomboloni from Todu as well.
Okay, next A22.
Madhavi Mataji made Gulab Jamun and Badam Kheer. She's also from Todu.
Okay, next A23.
So there's a few devotees here. Devadayala Prabhu made Hokkien Mee. Nandini Mataji made Kueh Talam. Himashni and Darshanan made Nyonya cakes. Mones Rubini Mataji made Chuchor Ubi Kaledek. Pinkara Surubani made Lassi. Sevarani Mataji made Tom Yam Bihun, Vade and Paruku Vade. Chitra Mataji made Lotus Leaf Steamed Rice.
Okay, next A24.
A24 we have Subangi Mataji making Jawami. Sita
A24 Kalindi Kumari Devidas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subangi Mataji making Jawami. Sita Sareshwari making Pau Sambal. Kalindi Mataji making she has prepared rambutan, mata kucing, manggis, langsat, guava, jackfruit, strawberry, mango, rastali banana, pisang mas, air tebu, limau ice drink, barley drink, bandung, and air kelapa. All the fruits and juices as well.
A25.
We have Subhatra who has made tomato chutney, also from Bhakti Mandir.
Okay, next A26.
A26 is Sitala Radha Mataji. She has made Hailam Mee. It's from Bhakti Mandir.
Okay, next A27.
Her Grace Saramukhi Mataji and Hari Premi Radhika has made Cempedak Goreng and Buah Melaka.
Okay, next A28.
Navadip Mataji made Chichong Fan and Pulot Kaya. She's also from Bhakti Mandir. So now we're moving to Botanical Gardens right now.
Okay, next A29.
Rasini Mataji made Popiah Basa and Mamak Mi Goreng.
Okay, next A30.
8:30 we have Pushpashara Mataji making Malaysian Asam Pedas, Pujita Devaki Mataji making Roti Jala, and Kamala Kanchana Mataji making Malaysian tomato rice with dalcha. They are all from Botanical Gardens.
Okay, next A32.
8:32. Is it?
A32.
8:31, no.
A31 don't have.
Okay, 8:32 is Lalita Mataji. She has made cheese tart and fruit cake. She's from Galugo.
Okay. Next 833.
833 is Yoga Maya Subhadra Mataji. She has made nasi goreng kampung. She's from Nibong Tebal.
Okay, next 834.
Mahabhakti Mataji from Nibong Tebal. She has made moon cake and cucur pisang.
Okay, next 835.
So 835 is from ISKCON Taiping. In their first tray, they have kueh from Chinese kueh, which is kueh lapis, seri muka, angku, apom balik. And they have second tray, they have pulut, all the puluts, pulut panggang, pulut inti, pulut wajit, onde-onde, kueh koci, bubur pulut merah, nasi impit, and kacang kuah. And then on the third tray, they have Malay kuehs, lepat pisang, kueh bom, kueh keria, cucuk badak, kari pak pusing, and kueh kasturi. The Matajis that were involved in making all of this are Sarva Devi Radhika Mataji, Karuna Nava Rupini Devi Dasi Mataji, Shanti Purna Radhika Mataji, Madhavi Sureshwari Mataji, Bhaktin Indrani, and Bhaktin Vilasini Mataji.
Next 836.
So we have Pushpa Mataji from Ipoh. She has made puttu, nasi ulam, and coconut candy.
Okay, next 837.
So we have Lavanya Rupa Mataji from Jagannath Mandir making burfi, pakoras, and besan laddu.
Okay, next 838.
We have Madhumoy Prabhu making paneer butter masala, shahi kofta, chapati, paratha, and malpura with rabri. He's from Jagannath Mandir.
Prabhu Jagannath is very near to you, Prabhu. Next 839.
839 we have Rasa Prayan Prabhu making his own made satay. He's also from Jagannath Mandir.
Wow.
Handmade satay.
Yeah, hungry here. Okay, 840.
840 is Ujwala Devaki Mataji. She made gobi Manchurian. She's also from Jagannath Mandir.
841.
841 is Sundari Gopi Mataji. She has made yam basket, vada coated with brown sugar syrup. She's from Klang.
Okay, 842.
842 we have Meenakshi Sundaram Prabhu from Klang making jackfruit biryani, kurma curry, mango raita, pakora, and alva.
Okay, 843.
We have Brajabhumi Lakshmi Mataji from Klang. She has made red bean pao, pumpkin kaya pao, and coconut pao.
Oh, so colorful. 844.
844 we have Yashoda Mataji from Seremban making agar-agar.
845.
845 we have Rasika Radha Krishna Prabhu and Taruni Champakala Mataji from BM and also from Seremban. They have made ice kacang, nasi kerabu, nyonya brinjal kukus, and nyonya curry.
Okay, 846.
846 we have Dvija Priya Devidasi from Malacca. She has made chil gula Malacca sago dessert.
A48.
A48 we have Saradi Mataji making paneer gado gado. She's from Bali and she's also from Skudai.
Okay.
A47 you have skipped A47. Is there? Mataji is there. Mahabhakti Mataji.
Okay, 47.
A47, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Mahabhakti Mataji making rojak buah, pasambor, and cucu tauge. She's from Skudai.
Okay, A49.
A49 is Mahalakshmi Mataji from Senai. She has made puli sora, tair sadam, sambar sadam, pongal, and rain pongal.
A50.
A50 we have Yashoda Mataji also from Senai making, Mahalakshmi Mataji and Yashoda Mataji made just now was also including mee rebus and bihun soup. And now is Gokula Lakshmi Mataji. She has made lemang and rendang nangka.
Okay, I'm going to go back to A31 because they have raised hand and switch on the camera now.
Okay, 831. 831 is Amrita Mataji from Gulugo. She has made curry meat.
Next, A51.
A51, yeah. A51 is Kamalakshmi Mataji from Senai. She has made idli and tosa and sambar and chutney.
Okay, next, before we going next, if we missed out anyone, please raise your hand. Next, A52.
A52 is Sukumala Mataji from Senai. She has made curry pap, kueh dalia, pineapple tart, kacang biscuit, kueh kaswi, and bakar pandan.
Okay, next, A53.
A53, we have Kishori Radhika Mataji from Senai. She has made a Malaysian thali set. So what is in the thali set is that steamed basmati rice, veggie pulao, chapati, dal, palak paneer, soroka avial, grilled brinjal masala, beans poril, aloo gobi sabji, cabbage pakora, date chutney, grilled papadum, ulu vade, payasam, pineapple kesari, and badam saffron milk.
A54.
A54, we have Sulochana Radhika Mataji from Singapore. She has made nasi lemak.
ISKCON Kuching, please switch on your camera.
ISKCON Kuching has a long list.
Okay, A55.
Right, ISKCON Kuching done?
Yeah, A55.
Okay. So ISKCON Kuching, they have, in their first tray, they have Laksa Sarawak, Mee Kolok Sarawak, Tomato Crispy Mee Sarawak, Kway Teow Sauce Sarawak, Apek Mee Sarawak. And then in their second tray, the rice with dish, sayur biding, bakute soup, rebung goreng, asam pedas terung Dayak, kacang ma, sayur bandung, sayur paku pakis, batang keladi masak lemak. And then on the third tray, they have ulam-ulam, rice, sambal, kangkung, long beans, cucumber, bendi, and star beans. And in their fourth tray, they have turnip cake, angku kueh, seri muka, and kueh chang. All these preparations were made by Devaki Devi Mataji, Krishna Premi Mataji, Rajakumari Mataji, Malini Bhakti Mataji, Anis Anak Kedi, and Padmini Sita Devi Mataji. They're from Kuching. So next one is also Kuching. So we have Vishaka Mataji. She has made different types of cake lapis Sarawak. It's a very famous cake lapis. So she has evergreen, masam manis, original, watermelon, rainbow, bendera Sarawak, cake lapis tikar, and she has also made kueh penyaram Sarawak from Kuching. So before we proceed further, Pak Manita, we are supposed to show ISKCON Ipoh and ISKCON Teluk Intan Darshan of their deities, actually.
Okay, Teluk Intan.
Are their deities already closed or?
Yes. Murli Vadana Prabhu is there. Prabhu, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, it is open, still open. Now we are showing.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
I think Levin is the one who's in charge for Teluk Intan. Can you share his screen?
Yeah, correct.
Sarvani, now cake cutting, is it?
Before cake cutting, you want to show
Prabhu.
darshan of the deities first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come Prabhu.
ISKCON Ipoh and ISKCON Teluk Intan is A59 and A60. Can you spotlight them? Yeah, this is Ipoh. Jai. We're taking darshan of the Ipoh deities.
Padmanitra, use your screen. Use your screen.
What do you mean by my screen, Prabhu?
I think you mentioned project in your screen, I think.
Okay, can we have ISKCON Teluk Intan as well? Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, Mataji, please just wait for a while. We have ISKCON Teluk Intan darshan first, and then we'll proceed to the cake cutting ceremony. Okay, I think I saw. I'll spotlight them. All right, ISKCON Teluk Intan Yatra. Jai. Sri Sri Dayal Nitai Gora Hari. All right, thank you, Prabhu Veda. I'll just add on ISKCON Ipoh as well. So please show Prabhupada and the cake, and we'll start with the cake cutting ceremony.
So now cake cutting ceremony.
Yeah, I'm adding Todu. Can you add Jagannath Mandir?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so just a little explanation on all the cakes. First, we have Jagannath Mandir. Jagannath Mandir cake was made by His Grace Vishwasena Prabhu and Susila Devika Mataji, also sponsored by them. I think the cake itself, you can see it's a 50th anniversary cake. Right? Can you zoom a little bit on the cake, Padmanitra Prabhu?
Sorry, come again.
Can you go closer to the cake for a while? Let's see the cake.
Yeah. Again.
Right, that's a 5-0 cake. Very nice, very beautiful. Thank you very much. And then we have ISKCON Todu. ISKCON Todu has made like a Mayapur style cake. His Grace Sumadu Prabhu, Vrinda, Danya, Kunjarani Mataji, Dusta, Kabilan, Kaviraj are all held in this big, huge cake. It's sponsored by His Grace Adama Chatu Prabhu and the late Her Grace Rupavati Sundari Devidasi Mataji from Todu. So you can see the theme here is a huge temple, and if you can see closer, Srila Prabhupada is actually descending at the front. Yeah, Mega, can you show? Yeah, Srila Prabhupada is descending at the front and entering the temple. So it's a very interesting cake. And ISKCON Ipoh. Wait, let me just add back in ISKCON Ipoh. All right, ISKCON Ipoh the cake was baked by Her Grace Sandhya Arati Mataji, also sponsored by her. Also a 50th anniversary cake. Very nice cake here, you can see. Yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Wait, Prabhu, wait for a while. We'll cut together, Prabhu. Wait for a while, Prabhu. Krishna, Prabhu, wait for a while. Then ISKCON Teluk Intan, we have the cake was made by Mahanidhi Mataji, and it was sponsored by ISKCON Mayapur Baru Teluk Intan. So also a 50th anniversary cake. You can see the leaning tower of Teluk Intan there, and the 50th anniversary cake is there. So yeah. Thank you very much. So we'll now invite Simisha Prabhu to cut the Jagannath Mandir cake. And then we have Siva Chaitanya Prabhu and Adama Chatu Prabhu to cut the cake in Todu. Krishna Daya Prabhu to cut in Ipoh. And Murali Prabhu to cut the cake in Teluk Intan. So these 4 places are all places that Srila Prabhupada has visited. So can we start a cake cutting ceremony together? 1, 2, 3. Haribo!
Haribo!
Jai. So offering the cake to Srila Prabhupada, cutting and offering the cake to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much to all the devotees who have put so much of trouble and tried to actually serve Srila Prabhupada in this beautiful service. All of you, thank you so much, and I'm very sure that Srila Prabhupada will be very pleased with all of your humble service. I would also like to take this opportunity to officially announce that there was 246 varieties of Malaysian cuisines prepared for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Jai!
Jai. Hare Krishna Sarvani Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we will have the Srila Prabhupada Gilam offering and Pushpa Abhishek, and we're going to have His Grace Loka Bandhu Prabhu to actually speak, and then we'll continue. Is that okay, Mataji?
Okay, sure, Prabhu. No problem.
So, dear devotees, we are going to have Gilam offering to Srila Prabhupada and also Pushpa Abhishek. So, dear devotees, you have prepared your Gilam offerings. You're going to see Srila Prabhupada's Murti on the screen. So we're going to start offering the ghee lamp first and then followed by Pushpa Abhishek. So we would like to invite His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu to offer the ghee lamp, and all the devotees can follow along to offer together with His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu. After the ghee lamp offering, then we will follow His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu to offer the Pushpa Abhishek, the flower offering. So dear devotees, please get your ghee lamps ready, your flowers ready. So we hope all the devotees are ready with the ghee lamps. Singheshwar Prabhu here is ready with his ghee lamp. So while you're all going to offer the ghee lamp and also the flower offering, Pushpa Abhishek, the beautiful melodious bhajans sung by the Todu youth. So His Grace Singheshwara Prabhu is offering the ghee lamp now. So dear devotees, please kindly offer your ghee lamps to Srila Prabhupada. So we have His Grace Gokul Damodar Prabhu joining in with Singheshwar Prabhu. Dear devotees, please all offer your ghee lamps to Srila Prabhupada. So Singheshwar Prabhu is sharing. So next is going to be the Pushpa Abhishek. So dear devotees, please get your flowers ready. So devotees, please offer your flowers. So thank you, dear devotees, for your Gilam offering and also for your Pushpa Abhishek. And also for being very patiently waiting for this section. So please do bear with us. We just still have a few more sections. So before that, we would like to call upon our ISKCON Malaysia President, His Grace Lokabandhu Gauranga Prabhu, to give his closing remarks. And after Prabhu's speech, then we will have an interactive quiz and Srila Prabhupada's gallery video. So, His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu, thank you so much for patiently waiting. So, Lokabandhu Prabhu, the virtual stage is all yours, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Jayapataka Swami iti namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripaptarini Kaurakata Damadaya Nagagramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Desatarine Vanchakalpatruvashta Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Firstly, it was such a wonderful festival to be in, where we are celebrating 50 years anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in Malaysia. And if you have heard many devotees speak before me, where they have mentioned how Srila Prabhupada arrived in Kuala Lumpur, and Srila Jayapataka Maharaj mentioned that he mentioned that he was there when Srila Prabhupada was invited to Malaysia at the Kumbh Mela by Datin Saraswati. And thereafter, Srila Prabhupada came to Malaysia. And you heard Amoga Prabhu, who was with the first team of devotees who arrived from before Prabhupada to Malaysia. And then you have heard Prabavisnu Prabhu, who spoke and how he was asked by Srila Prabhupada to start ISKCON preaching in Malaysia. And you have heard how Prabavisnu Prabhu got hold of devotees who are originating from Malaysia. And two of those devotees who are originating from Malaysia was Ramcharan Prabhu and Vijendra Kumar Prabhu. Vijendra Kumar Prabhu was actually later known as His Holiness Bhakti Vijendra Nandana Swami Maharaj. I came to ISKCON in 1979 through the association of my father, who was then a devotee. And I was also known to Divija Gauranga Prabhu from Bukit Matajam at the same time. So thereafter, we had started preaching in Bukit Matajam. There was one center prior to that in Butterworth. And after that, the center was no more in Butterworth. And the preaching went on to start in Bukit Matajam. I had associations of Bhakti Vijendra Nandana Swami Maharaj, who was then known as Vijendra Kumar Prabhu. As a brahmachari, he came and he would give a lot of association. I was very much attracted by him because he would treat me very well as he would give me a lots of books, especially the Back to Godhead magazines, which contain a lot of beautiful pictures of the deities and devotees, and so many other nice, interesting Vedic pictures that you can see in the Back to Godhead magazines then. So Bhaktivedanta Nandana Maharaj was the pioneer preacher in Malaysia, and he would go from every town and village and meet every devotee he can. Wherever there was a possibility somebody was going to become a devotee, he would go to the house, meet them, sit down with them, talk with them. He was so patient. Sometimes I used to travel with him. There were times I used to travel with him, and I was getting very agitated because some of them did not understand his purpose of coming to visit them. But then he would continue preaching. And he would tell me many, many pastimes that he had with Srila Prabhupada, and such wonderful times he had with Prabhupada. One of such thing that was mentioned was what Srila Prabhu mentioned earlier this morning in his Leadership of Compassion seminar that he had this morning. So in that way, I know the Prabhupada, he would say Prabhupada wouldn't like it this way, Prabhupada was interested in how to get it, and Prabhupada, how firm Prabhupada was, and how much he was in compassionate towards the devotees. So these are some qualities that, these are the main big qualities that Bhaktivedanta Maharaj himself carried, and he would visit every devotee. So there are a few odd brahmacharis who we traveled with Maharaj at that time, myself, Shimeshwara Prabhu, Pundrik Aksham Prabhu, Devadeva Prabhu, and I know one or two more other devotees who traveled, and it was not easy. It's not easy traveling with Maharaj, but it's a wonderful time traveling with him, because you could get to understand how compassionate he is and how merciful he is. And we all should also offer respectful obeisance to him today, especially after Srila Prabhupada 50 years ago arrived in Malaysia and spent his time in Kuala Lumpur, in Teluk Intan, in Ipoh, and in Penang. In all these four places, we have nice, wonderful temples. And also in Penang, we already managed to have a custom-made temple, like Guru Maharaj said before. We have Radha Krishna Kanaya temple, the temple of devotion and understanding. And this way the preaching went on. So some of the basic preaching that went on after Srila Prabhupada's arrival in Malaysia was basically Maharaj traveling house to house, meeting with families, preaching to them, spending time with them, giving them association, giving them prasadam. He would go to everywhere, and he would get us to cook and offer and give it to the household, so that they all could get prasadam and they could all become devotees. Then I went on doing life members with Maharaj as well. I think Shimeshwara Prabhu also can share the same feeling of going with him and doing preaching and visiting at the same time, doing life members also. And he would go to all the festival as well. So later part of the years, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj became ill a little bit. His health was not so good. However, he was always in meditation of Srila Prabhupada to the last of his breath. I believe many devotees, senior devotees would agree with me. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who took charge of Malaysia ISKCON when we were going through the troubled waters. In 1981, we had gone into troubled waters. And I remember Guru Maharaj visiting Malaysia. He came to my house in 1981 early, where it was 10 years after Srila Prabhupada's arrival. Guru Maharaj arrived in Malaysia. He came on a tour for a very short tour. After 3 devotees from Malaysia accepted initiation from him, four, Kalakrishna Das Prabhu, Brahmachari, Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu, Adhikari, Nandini Mataji, and Jagannath Ballabha Prabhu. So these 4 devotees went to Mayapur to take initiation in 1981 from Hansuduta Maharaj, but Antaras Prabhu, but then they couldn't, and they were diverted by Ramcharan Prabhu to Srila Jayapataka Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj gave them initiation. And he visited Malaysia in 1981. From there, his footsteps also continued to grow in Malaysia. And when we got into the troubled water in 1981, he was asked by GBC to come and take over Malaysia. And he spent 21 days, the maximum number of days in Malaysia, trying to get things organized. Remember that time Guru Maharaj came and quickly organized ISKCON Malaysia. And I am also very thankful to His Grace Prabavisnu Prabhu, who was then also with him, also traveling together with him and trying to establish this ISKCON in Malaysia. Then came Bhanu Maharaj, who later arrived in Malaysia as well at the same time with Guru Maharaj, while the trouble was in 81, to help preach and secure ISKCON from wrong hands. That is the history. Like we would like, all of us in Malaysia would like to take this opportunity to thank them for spending time in Malaysia and making Malaysia a possible place for Krishna consciousness. So you have enjoyed this festival of Srila Prabhupada's 50 years anniversary, and by the efforts and the great service by the youth members of ISKCON Malaysia, they have got together. You can see the nice, wonderful program we had We had heard from the senior devotees, we heard from Srila Prabhupada's disciples, Sannyas disciples, then we have heard from His Grace Shimeshwara Prabhu, we have heard from His Grace Srila Prabhu, and then we can see what ISKCON is after 50 years of Srila Prabhupada's arrival. All we want is to keep this ISKCON protected and growing. It's not just having ISKCON going on, but you have to make sure ISKCON is protected and growing. And the word is growing because Srila Prabhupada wanted ISKCON to always grow and not just stop just having our own programs in the houses, and just like that, the preaching is not moving. So we should take certain initiatives to quickly get ourselves together to honor Srila Prabhupada's lotus dust in Malaysia by at least starting a 50 Bhagavad Gita distribution by all the centers. So all centers, you should take 50 Bhagavad Gitas and distribute 50 Bhagavad Gitas, because we have 20 branches and we have about another 10 or 15 centers which are going on. So all of you should take 50 Bhagavad Gitas each in honor of Srila Prabhupada and distribute them and get the scores of the Bhagavad Gitas to the international level, saying that we are celebrating Srila Prabhupada's 50th anniversary. And with this, we can go forward by offering this Bhagavad Gitas of 50 from every center, every branch as an offering to Srila Prabhupada to start with. Then we can do many other programs in honor of Srila Prabhupada's 50 years arrival anniversary in Malaysia. So I would like to put forward my challenge to all the devotees. Please start in your own center together, where we are strong. Go out there and distribute 50 Bhagavad Gitas each in every center within the next 1 month as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. This is my challenge to all the branch chairmen and all the temple presidents of the centers. Please start this program. And today is the 18th of July, and we hope to have the scores. Padmanitra Prabhu and your organizing team, Shanti Rupa Mataji, I hope you will make this as part of your 50th anniversary celebration, where we will see that 50 Bhagavad Gitas are distributed by each and every center in Malaysia. So,
okay, Bhanu Prabhu, I like that, but I want to add something.
Yes.
On top of the 50 Bhagavad Gitas in 1 month, we should do 50 Bhagavad Gitas, 50 Srimad Bhagavatam sets by the end of the year, each center. That's a real challenge. Prabhupada likes to go for the rhinoceros.
Yeah, I like that challenge, and I would like to open that challenge back to all of you devotees. Please pick it up, because Srinjiva Prabhu is putting before you all. But Prabhupada always wanted his books to be distributed. I have heard that from all the devotees that I've met and associated since '79, from the time I knew ISKCON. Everybody said Prabhupada wanted book distribution. So one offering, I started with Bhagavad Gita, and Srinjiva Prabhu has started with the Srimad Bhagavatam of 50 sets each. So let's.
I think there's a reason I stayed up so late, just to make that announcement.
Jai Hari Bol. All glory to Srila
Prabhupada. 12:30 here.
So this is wonderful. Let's check up the challenge. Start with the Bhagavad Gita for 1 month, 50, and we have another 5 months to go before end of the year with the Srimad Bhagavatam. Maybe if you distribute 10 Srimad Bhagavatams a month, you also will meet the 50 Srimad Bhagavatam distribution offering to Srila Prabhupada. I'm sure Srila Prabhupada is going to be very pleased when he sees that if all the centers have made an offering of 50 Bhagavad Gitas in a month, and also 50 Srimad Bhagavatam sets in a year, by year end, so in 6 months. So I hope all of you would take these challenges. I would like to thank all the devotees who are present here, who have come out and participated in the auction, who has given an official fund to the youth for their hard work done today. And we would like to also look at all the other opportunities we have. We have been looking into developing ISKCON into a greater heights with the new central committee that has come in place. And I hope all of you will give us a cooperation, and we will together please Srila Prabhupada's movement. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. It's this Dr. Bandhu Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much. It's this Dr. Bandhu Prabhu. So very beautifully summed it all up.
Padmitra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I hope you're not taking prasadam by yourself.
We are surrounded by prasadam Prabhu here.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Huh? Hare Krishna. Is the audio?
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Okay, sorry, Prabhu. So thank you so much, His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu, for beautifully summing it all up and very beautifully illustrating the chronological order of how ISKCON from the budding, how it beautifully blossomed to become as a lotus flower as it is today. And His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu didn't stop there. His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu had an open challenge for all the branch to distribute 50 Bhagavad Gita as an offering to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And His Grace Chiranjeeva Prabhu made top up to make 50 Bhagavatam set by the end of the year. So His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu, we from the youth of ISKCON Malaysia, we heard this challenge and we are up to the challenge, Prabhu. So with all your blessings. So thank you so much, His Grace Lokabandhu Prabhu. So moving on very quickly, we're going to have a very short presentation from our children. Compilation of children's offering towards Srila Prabhupada. So there's a beautiful video compilation. Chiranjeeva Prabhu is selling 50 Bhagavatam sets each branch. Thank you, Prabhu. Noted with thanks. So Vinil Prabhu had compiled all the compilation. So Vinil Prabhu, please kindly play the video. Thank you.
Can you see in the screen, Padmanabha Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
जन चपल सुख लभ लागी रे
Hari Bol! All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we would like to thank all the children who have participated in this Radha Yatra Kart Festival. You can see how creatively they have decorated the chariot and participated in the Radha Yatra Festival. So special thanks to all the children for participating, and also a special thanks to Bhakta Vinil Reddy Prabhu for compiling this video and coming up with this wonderful rendition of video. So dear devotees, this is the final session. So we're going to have a short video on Srila Prabhupada's gallery at Thodu, Sri Radha Krishna Kanaya Temple, Thodu, Sabrangprai. This is one and only Srila Prabhupada gallery. So we're going to play the video now. So please bear with me.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Sri Radha Krishna Temple of Devotion and Understanding. This year marks a very important milestone for ISKCON Malaysia, as it has been 50 years since Prabhupada visited this land. And what is behind me here is the Temple of Devotion and Understanding, built as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. This is the first temple built by ISKCON Malaysia. It is also the biggest temple in Southeast Asia, belonging to Sri Radha Krishna Kanaya. And so today in this temple, we're going to be showing you one of the most unique art galleries in the world. It's an art gallery built and dedicated to Srila Prabhupada, showcasing his life and achievements throughout the world and in Malaysia. So if you come with me, we'll go to the gallery. Over here we can see Srila Prabhupada's art gallery, and once you exit this lift, and you are welcomed by this signboard that says "Walking with Srila Prabhupada, the path of perfection." So just like this signboard says, this gallery is going to take us on a journey to see what Prabhupada have to go through to bring this knowledge to us. And when we look over here, we can see this art done on wood. This art form is called pyrography, where a hot wire is used to engrave drawings on a piece of wood. This art is done by our well-wisher Kiru, and it shows Prabhupada from a young age conducting his first Rath Yatra to his time with his Guru Maharaj, and from his initiation up to the day he came and wrote his books and left India to preach to the world. This art is backed by a beautiful China art drawn on blue background with white drawings. So when we come over here, we can see a miniature model of Jaladuta, the ship that Prabhupada boarded to reach New York from Calcutta. And up here is a photo, a portrait made up of 1,300 mini photos of Srila Prabhupada, all put together in a collage to create one big picture. Now we move on into the ship where Prabhupada boarded, and what do you call it? That he had to go through. Prabhupada suffered 2 heart attacks during his trip, and this cabin actually moves with the waves, and you can see the tides were not smooth during his journey, and so it was a rough sea during that time. We also have infographics laid out all over the gallery for people to read. Over here, we show Prabhupada singing with the hippies in Tompkins Square Park. This is how Prabhupada started his preaching movement, by sitting under a tree just with his kartals and singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That attracted all the hippies and everyone who started this movement. This here is called the house that Prabhupada built. You can see there's a globe here with flags on them, and these flags represent every temple opened and built by Srila Prabhupada around the world. In 11 years, he has established 108 temples around, and the walls of this house are made up of his books. All the books that he has translated and commented on, which are the basics to our philosophy. And the roof is covered by his achievements and his activities of ISKCON all around the world. Food for Life, Gurukul, farming and cow protection are just one of the few activities that Srila Prabhupada established in this movement. So this piece of art is called The House Where the World Can Live In. This was designed, and the idea came from the 3 sisters, Sarvani, Srivasuda and Raja Srimataji, and assisted by all the other youths who also pitched in painting and making this a reality. And on the floor, we can see here, there are 12 sections, and each section represents a festival we celebrate every month. ISKCON is full of festivals, and we have festivals throughout the whole year. So this gallery was designed and built by the youths of Todu, and so coming out from the lift, we can enter Prabhupada's room, where Prabhupada sits on his throne, surrounded by all the books that he's written. And one of the greatest collections in this room is the Srimad Bhagavatam set, which is here, the biggest and the mother of all knowledge. And we can see the Guru Parampara, the predecessor gurus of Srila Prabhupada, Radha Madhava, and Gauranitai. And in this gallery, we can see Prabhupada in his chair, with his table, and this is a typewriter donated by Harsharani Mataji. It's a real working typewriter, which Prabhupada used to use to type his books, and all those books were made on the typewriter. You can also see a tape recorder, which Prabhupada used to record his lectures, and which got translated into books in the future. All of Prabhupada's achievements in the past 50 years, his vision and his desire to see a temple being built here. Over here is an art by Dr. Sundaran, which is called a hyper-realistic art, where at an angle, if you stood and took a picture, it will look like you are merged in the ecstasy of Srila Prabhupada. Now this is Prabhupada in Malaysia, where we get to see a miniature, a scaled down model of the temple we are in right now. This is a temple of devotion and understanding, where Prabhupada in 1971 said that he wanted a temple like this in Malaysia. This model was built by Baladev Prabhu from the Philippines. It's made out of styrofoam, and the graffiti art you see in the background, that was done by Tirtha Padas, son of Sevananda Prabhu. And also here we have mural models representing Malaysia and all our icons. This is the KL Tower, the Leaning Tower of Saloh Intan, that's the Malaysian flag, and that's our very own Penang Bridge, and the marvel of Malaysia, the Twin Towers of Petronas. Thank you for coming with us on this journey and this walk around in our gallery. And in 50 years we have achieved so much. We have had millions of food distributed in our Food for Life program. We have thousands of books being distributed every year, and especially during this pandemic, where our hands are tied, but still hope is not lost, and we still have books being distributed in thousands, and we also have more and more participants coming in, participating in our class like we never had before. There's a Gita Gyan project going on right now, where we've seen very great feedback on that. And so thank you, Prabhupada, for inspiring us and guiding us through our spiritual journey, and we hope this pleases you and to do more and more in the next 50 years to come. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki. So thank you so much, Neela Madhav Prabhu, for making the wonderful video recording, as well as giving wonderful narration for Srila Prabhupada Gallery in Malaysia, one and only Srila Prabhupada's Gallery in Malaysia. So dear devotees, before we wrap up, just a few announcements. So we would like to humbly request Nagendra Nagin Rao Prabhu to please kindly contact Dayavan Nitai Prabhu and provide your details because you are one of the bidder, and as well as those devotees who are interested to get the Srila Prabhupada's limited edition stamps, only the stamps. So please kindly fill up your details in the link provided in the chat box. So dear devotees and well-wishers, we have come to the end of this evening's program. Thank you all so much for being patient with us. Thank you so much for participating from the start until the end. So we would like to take this opportunity to thank His Grace Singheshwar Prabhu and Her Grace Shantirupa Mataji for their guidance and support. Also thanking the working committee, His Grace Padmanetra Prabhu, Her Grace Sarvani Mataji, His Grace Dayavan Nitai Prabhu, Jayaram Prabhu, His Grace Damesh Prabhu, and is there any names I missed? There's so many devotees who are actually helping us at the background. So please do not take offense if I missed out any names. So, and thank you to all the temple branch leaders for encouraging your congregation to participate in this festival. So this is one and only festival, the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in Malaysia. Thank you all for making this event a success. So vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhyoba evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Ananda Koti Vaishnavarindha ki His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nagendra Prabhu. Are you still here? Hare Krishna, Nagendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm here.
Yes, Prabhu. Can I have your contact number, please?
I already put it your contact email address and the chat box.
Oh, I sent to me, is it, Prabhu?
Okay, I got it, bro. I got it.
You got it. Okay, got it. Sure. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama,